We got hurricane weather down here where I'm at. Texas Rangers battling it out with the Houston Astros for the World Series. ABK deal is done. It's closed. Massive exodus. Activision games entering into Game Pass. The chessboard is looking more spookier by the day as Xbox comes in and changes the whole landscape of the gaming industry. While Xbox is infiltrating, it transformed itself into a cloud. It transformed itself into a device. It went out from the outskirts of being caged into a console. It was able to adapt. It was able to adjust. It was able to evolve into this massive thing we call Xbox, this great community of ours. If you were an Xbox fan and you went through the ring of death, if you was an Xbox fan and you went through all the mockery of the Xbox One and you stood tall through all that ash, all that fire and brimstone, if you are one of the true Xbox fans that no matter how grim it looked, you held your head up high. You remember those like Xbox Addict. You remember those like Wood, Kyle from Tick Podcast. We remember great people like that in our industry. We remember people, my man Dark. We remember these good heroes of ours in our communities that stood tall, that made Xbox people feel good to be Xbox people. We are who we are, and we stand tall for what we know. We can smell a fake a mile away, maybe 10 miles away. Xbox has a certain language to it, and you got to be able to speak it. It's not something that you can just easily pop up on, call yourself an Xbox fan, get yourself a platform, and just talk about Xbox and think that people can't smell you. Xbox has a specific odor to it. You got to have that swag. Can't just be up in here talking about Xbox. Xbox has a camaraderie. Xbox has a friendship. Xbox really has a community of people who play these Xbox games. They're not just talkers. They're people who actually put in work on Xbox games. We do this thing called Xbox. If you was one of these guys or girls that went through it when they made fun of the Xbox One, X, and S, when they talked about all the things that it couldn't do. If you was here when they told you that your resolution count was horrible and that Xbox was garbage because it was the king of 900p games, you was around when the media pounded your console, when the media talked down on Xbox, when the media said Xbox has no games. You was there when we saw the switcheroos going on. You was there doing the doom and glooms. You was there when we got infiltrated by double agents. You was there when the word donkey came out of my mouth. If you was around when we laid nothing but carrots down and hay bundles, were you around when the predictions began to arise on Di-RRec Gaming? Almost every single prediction has come true. Were you there when the new legal never lied to you? He never lied. You can go back and check my audit. You can go back. But Di-RRec Gaming has a fantastic record. It has a record that's impeccable. Were you there when Sony was blocking the games? Were you there when Sony got hacked in 2011? Were you there when the reports came out that their stuff is outdated? And you clinged to the hopes of the console sales. You cling to that. Were you one of them? that kept that VHS mindset? Were you there that spoke lies and said that Xbox was last? Are you still clinging to those lies? When we know now that PlayStation is really last. It's last in profits. Profits is what matters. That means you're not making the most money. You're last. Were you there when the grave myths existed and each myth had to get debunked throughout the years? Were you there when people ran to Twitter because they lost the Facebook wars and they ran to Twitter creating new names and sock accounts because they're weak? Were you one of these casualties that believed in these mascots? Were you there when people proclaimed the PlayStation 5 as an RDNA 3.0 console? Were you there when the Series X dropped on the Game Awards and became the most highest viewed substance on the Game Awards history? Were you there when Hellblade 2 got shown for the first time? Were you there when Unreal Engine 5 entered the scene? Were you there when PlayStation has no pipeline? Were you there when the Switch 2 came out? OLED version, not Switch 2 legitimate next gen, but the Switch second one with the OLED screen when it had nothing else to offer. Were you there when Game Pass just become legendary? It became so legendary. Were you there when Metacritic tried to destroy Sea of Thieves and State of Decay 2? Were you there when the Xbox community said F reviews? We determine our games. Were you there when these fake insiders rose from the ashes and began to speak? Were you there when people who you think know what they're talking about when they're analyzing games kept failing you? Were you there when influencers were created and they came out of nowhere and they don't even know what the hell they're talking about? Were you there when Xbox said, we here, and 2023 became your nightmare if you was a hater for Xbox? Were you there when we said, what do you have after Spider-Man 2? Were you there when we said, what do you have after God of War Ragnarok? Were you there when we said, what the hell do you have going forward for the PlayStation 5? I go by the name of the New Legal. This is Di-RRec Gaming. And soon, Di-RRec Gaming itself will have to make a transformation because change is coming. Six Slayer, Games Heroes, Spark 117, the Chit Chat community. We here. Y'all was here. And y'all helped grow Di-RRec Gaming. You did this. You're looking at your creations. You're looking at it. Di-RRec Gaming is here because y'all wanted to be here. In my most gentle words, it's about to go down. Let's go. Y'all know y'all in trouble tonight. Oh, y'all know y'all in trouble tonight. Y'all see the title? Y'all thought we were going to drop a bomb last Friday, ABK deal? You want to know what's sad about that? We wasn't even excited anymore because we told y'all a year ago that it was going to happen. So when it happened, we wasn't even celebrating no more. We been celebrating. We celebrated the day we knew we were going to court. We said, well, it's a wrap. Because you know anything about court, you know it's all about money. And he who has money in court has power. And I told y'all, big bank takes little bank. Ain't no way in hell Sony had a fighting chance. No way in hell did they have a fighting chance. Big tech companies, top 5 dead or alive. Microsoft is one of them. The world is moving towards big tech. The world is moving towards AI. Sony don't know shit about AI. Sony can't help you moving forward. So everybody here that has an emotional attachment to PlayStation has a dead end. Hyperfang has a dead end of hope. Now they can only hit the brick wall now. They can't get out of this brick wall. Future generations, it's prophecy foretold, right? Deployed, prophecy foretold. Polybobby, prophecy foretold. Pyro MD, prophecy foretold. That they about to run into that brick wall. Been saying it. The brick wall is coming. The brick wall is coming. Kept laughing. It's almost like Sodom and Gomorrah, right? It's almost like the flood. You was just out there.
Yeah, you're talking about the floods, and all of that. Yo, I wanted to say, perfect timing. I wanted to say it too. I feel like that meme of the Joker from like the Batman when he's sitting there with that thing of popcorn and he's just sitting there watching whatever has happened, right? And you know what I'm watching? PlayStation and Sony itself just collapsed in on itself. Like, yo, eventually the bugs will get fixed by the end of the month. I'm sure it'll be, at 5 million or whatever. This bug thing is not a good look, but they'll get over it and they'll sell as much as they ever were gonna for the game. We know that. Okay, whatever, fine. After this, it's a no man's land of pretty much nothing, right? All right, cool. We're gonna worry about that later. But meanwhile, y'all gotta worry about top people are leaving. A long stand-up, like their general who was personally responsible for the PlayStation foot on Xbox's neck, right? It seems anyway, right? Is leaving, and people are leaving with her. People loyal to her who have worked with her. She was there for 34 years apparently. Yikes! This is after Jim Ryan. Like I'm watching it burn down like Sodom and Gomorrah, bro. It's crazy. It's like the flood is coming through and just washing away. I'm just watching it like collapse, and I don't understand. Yet and still, like Xbox had to work, right, to get to where they are now, right, to fix a lot of problems, address a lot of things, make a lot of proper moves for a long time, right. But meanwhile, like I look at Sony, and it's creepy how they seem to mostly have collapsed because they just, I don't know, they on like they left it on cruise control at 30 miles an hour, and they slowly getting off the track, and now think, what the hell? Why is it like I feel this wasn't really a contest of like Xbox versus PlayStation? It was just more of a context of Xbox getting this shit together, generally, right? And meanwhile, PlayStation lost their shit, and wow, it's crazy, yo. I just feel. I feel like the word is empty. I feel empty. Like, yo, all this time, and it's like PlayStation was defeated, like they shot their own selves in the foot. It's like, I don't even want to laugh. I feel bad even. It's messed up. I feel not pity, but like I'm seeing an ant, whatever, with a broken leg, and I'm like, whatever. Maybe I'll step on it and put it out of its misery type thing.
Six Slayer. They fed that baby. They fed that baby a whole bunch of Similac. Whole bunch of Sony Similac lies, man. And when that baby grew up, all that baby knows is lies. It don't know truth.
This is true.
When the babies started laxing, because all they really care about, like I've been saying, is console sales. They don't care about the video games, bro. All they care about is as long as PlayStation outsells Xbox and the consoles, we're fine. They won't panic. You won't see them panic. But Microsoft said we don't have to beat you in the console space.
But it was panicking 360 era.
Right. We're going to beat you in other partners. Because see, we know that our hands are tied behind our backs. We know that you guys block games from coming to our platform. You left us with no option because we want to be here. So when we pulled out our bank account, right? We pulled that bank account out. We started buying studios to compete. It's a shame that Microsoft had to buy studios to compete. So it wasn't Microsoft being scared. It was Sony being scared this whole entire time. They didn't want to compete. They don't want to compete because they really can't compete.
Hold
They
It's a
on,
shame. It's a shame they
hold on,
had to
hold
go
on,
as
hold
far as
on,
paying
legal,
for
hold on,
studios.
legal, hold on,
so
legal.
so the bottom line on why is PlayStation where they're at right now, that lies in the hands of those that hold that controller. It has nothing to do with anything else.
They got complacent.
They got
Too.
complacent, and
That's the
they're the
word. That's
ones
what it
who
was. They got
stopped
complacent.
buying the video games. When they stopped buying the video games, it was an easy prediction. Go ahead, Fireboss or Games Heroes.
No, hold on, Fireball. You said that Microsoft had to buy a studio to compete. Sony did that in the 360 era. People forgot. Like, remember during the PS2 era, you had games like Final Fantasy, Devil May Cry, all these third parties exclusive games. They never owned these games, right? And most of these games went to the Xbox. And they lost a lot of third party exclusives, right? Because beginning the PS3 era, you watch the probably one of the worst E3s of all time, 2005. A lot of these games like Tekken and Final Fantasy, they were exclusive one point for the PlayStation 3. But what happened to high development costs and the console cost too much money to make and this and that. So a lot of these third parties actually went to the Xbox in the Wii era. So Sony like, God damn, we gotta make some games now. Cause they ain't got none. Remember the
They call
PS3
it the
games?
Wii era.
Yeah. Yeah, the seventh generation era. And they ain't got no games. So what they did, PlayStation started buying studios. That like Mini Monaco, Sucker Punch. That they bought Sucker Punch. They bought Mini Monaco, the Little Big Planet series, and these were experiment a lot of games. So Sony did what Microsoft did last generation. And that's why a lot of games like Horizon, Ghost of Tsushima, all of these games took what 7, 8 years to make, and it was a good 7, 8 years to make. These games didn't make overnight. Like people understand, like freaking Horizon took a good 7 years. Like after it was Killzone 2. So it's just that like Microsoft did the same thing, but the difference is like Microsoft should have bought studios also in the 360 era, but they kind of did, but they didn't buy the same level of skill like a playground games. And while shooting them foot, they just rely on third party contracts, like games like Quantum Break and Sunset Overdrive. They realize they don't own these games. Yeah, they own Quantum Break, but they don't own some of these games. And that's why Microsoft say, listen, man, we're not doing this shit again. So we're gonna buy a company and just own the IP and control the IP. Sony did the same thing with the PS3 era. Like Sony never owned Tekken. They didn't own Final Fantasy. They didn't own none of these games. So that's why they start buying studios. Like look at all the studios they bought in the PS3 era. All right. So that's they both do the same thing. So in real estate too, like they should have both studios in the Xbox 360 era. Microsoft didn't. The biggest studio they should have bought is BioWare because Microsoft funded BioWare. They actually built BioWare. It wasn't EA. It was actually Microsoft. Remember Jade Empire? Remember Mass Effect? The original Mass Effect was exclusive for Xbox. Mass Effect 2. So like they should have bought BioWare. That was like the biggest, honestly, biggest bullshit I ever seen in video game history. How the hell EA wants to BioWare? Star Wars Knights of the Old Republic was an Xbox exclusive. That never came outside of Xbox and PC. Right? Mass Effect, so Dragon Age Origins. Now, these games were built around Xbox. So they should have bought Bioware, but Microsoft never took it. Microsoft never took it seriously because they was winning in the 360 era, but they got too cocky in the Xbox One era, and look what happened. So that's why they start buying studios late of the Xbox One generation. They should start buying studios late in the 360 generation. Well, they didn't do it because they thought third-party developers will continue to do what they did in the 360 generation, but third-party backfired them. So that's why that's why I say, you know what, fuck it, we're just going to buy studios and control the IP, and the rest is history. So. No, you guys can talk. I'm done. So.
Y'all ready for the new releases coming out?
You gotta let us know it's okay.
Yeah. But really, you get my point, though, right?
Break them goddamn.
Well, I mean, it's the same point that I've made, but I always said that the 360 was the worst thing to happen to Xbox.
Yeah, it was
because it gave them a false sense of security.
Mm-hmm.
But the Xbox One obviously was the best thing to happen to Xbox. Because it brings us to today where we're celebrating $70 billion purchases, $7 billion purchases, 36 studios, and running.
Is this where I come in and say, speak on it?
but no, but all that during the Xbox One generation, third parties turning your back, Platinum Games stealing money to go do things, to go make other games instead of the game they were contracted to make.
Yep.
We should thank Platinum Games because Platinum Games showed Xbox that they can't depend on third parties that they don't control, especially foreign entities like a Platinum that's operating outside of the United States. So all that brought us
Double Helix.
We'll see. Iron Galaxy is back on board, right? But see, those acquisitions happened when Xbox was not in the mode to grow the way they're growing now. A lot of these studios like BioWare, I was hoping the Game Heroes brought up BioWare because that is the one that really got away. That's the one that should have Xbox fans as well as Xbox executives kicking themselves that they allowed that one to get away. Everything that transpired from the 360 to the Xbox One to starting this generation, right? Now they did have supply chain issues, but PlayStation still has the momentum. That all shows Xbox that they have to do a little bit more. They gotta do a lot more, right? Because 70 billion is not a little more, but it just lets them know that they're not close to where they want to be yet. And I'm glad the Xbox One got their ass kicked. I hope PlayStation continues to outsell Xbox, because once the next acquisition comes around, it's not gonna be a problem. Because it's not about consoles. It's gonna be about cell phones. And they'll never be relevant, right, in cell phones because it's way more fragmented than console PC gaming. So they'll always be able to get by doing that because there's a way bigger playing field on cellular or mobile.
That's the thing, Realist. One thing I've noticed it's not about the console sales anymore. It's all about the most active users online playing the content.
Well, Spartan, look, you got to understand that they're playing the PR game. They're playing semantics, right? Because they say, it's not about console sales. And then we see the leaked details. Mm-hmm. The top of the pyramid is consoles, right? It also says in that document that console has a higher adoption to Game Pass than anything, right? That's why they say that the PC is where they're experiencing growth, because console is pretty much tapped out. So they need to sell more consoles. I've been saying this the whole time. Xbox didn't even like what I had to say about that. The consoles are where you can sell. You can sell products just existing. If PlayStation didn't sell so many consoles, because they're obviously, and it's not me being a bot attacking PlayStation, they're obviously not selling enough of their first-party content, right? Where they make it up is they sell more third-party content than anybody other than Steam, right? They sell way more third party content. They make most of their money as a storefront, and that's why they're able to keep coming along. That's why consoles are so important to them. But where PlayStation messed up is from their very beginning. They built their platform on the backs of third-party IP. They built their platform on the backs of IP that they don't own.
Again.
You can say the Xbox did, and then I'll say you're a liar. Because when Xbox One came out, yeah, they tried to get third-party support. But it was Halo that had people lined up around buildings. It was Halo that was breaking box office. There's never been anything like that for PlayStation. I'm not. But that was their problem. They built their platform on the backs of other people's IP. Xbox, hey, Halo isn't what it used to be. But guess what? Microsoft has enough money to go buy IP and make it their own. And then in turn, people will come to Xbox for things that Xbox owns. And that's where PlayStation is going to continue to falter. And then you got people like Bungie coming to the fold, and they're saying, hey, we're going to be third party. We're going to do what we want.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. Because you don't understand, like, games like Quantum Break, games like Rise, like, most of these games didn't so well. But a game like Rise, they want a sequel, realist, but they couldn't do it because they never owned the IP. That's why a lot of Xbox fans say, well, where's the sequel to Sunset Overdrive? I mean, telling you.
That's true. That was a bad situation.
Yeah, but see, the thing is, man, Phil Spencer even called out Xbox fans with a smile on his face when he said, we brought out Rise and it didn't get enough support. Now, every time I go somewhere, everybody's asking, when's a Rise sequel coming? But see, now that there's Game Pass, and it's not about how many units a game can sell. It's about how many people will engage the product, right? Because you have 30 to 41 million, depending on who you're listening to, that are subscribed. That's 35 to 41 million eyes that are going to see that game when they boot up their Xbox. And they don't have to pay any additional cost to play these games. That's what's changing. Game Pass is still the catalyst. They still want to sell more consoles, and they will sell more consoles. PlayStation knows this. Why you think PlayStation keeps saying we need to sell more consoles? We need to sell 25 million this quarter. They've been trying to sell 25 million for the past 2 years in a quarter. We need to sell 25 million. They keep trying to push consoles, right? And then you look at Spider-Man, 2.5 million. That sounds impressive at its face. But then when you look at how many consoles they have out there, because the more consoles the PlayStation fans say they have, the worse it looks for 2.5 million. The worse it looks for attach rates. So say there's 50 million consoles, because there's some idiot that always comes in the Xbox chat saying that PlayStation sold 55 million consoles, and we know that's not true. Really? But let's just say they did. And all they did was sell 2.5? No, I know it's not impressive. Right. I know it's not impressive, but I'm saying 2.5 on its face sounds impressive.
Today, what we did 19 years ago, we like Ray J, we hit it first. It's not impressive.
They got all these console sales. No disrespect, congratulations, but they don't play games.
Well, they play games. They play games. They don't play Sony games.
2.5. We did that in the 360 days. No bundles.
Facts. And that's the thing. And that's the thing too. They don't like talking about bundles. You bring up bundles, they get super defensive about those bundles, bro. But every game you never seen PlayStation drop all these first party games and each and every one of them gets a bundle. You never seen that before.
Check eBay. No people bought that shit for COD Modern Warfare 3. Took the codes and put it on eBay. They don't want to play that game.
Oh, and Bushido, GameSpot. It was the donkeys. 6-layer. It was the donkeys that created those narratives.
Absolutely.
It's bundled.
Absolutely, and that's why, and that's why the GameSpot article, right, about the whole situation this morning, right? The second line they make it clear that it was the sales and the bundles, because everybody know, even they clearly say it. Like, it's no secret, and you doing that 2.5 off of the user base that y'all brag to be 55 million. See, it's just like Legal saying, y'all bragging, and then you miles of writing checks, broke asses, and cash. Very literally,
them blank checks.
Very literally, you're not buying the games.
Listen, y'all, we just found out, right, that it was about 1.2 0.5 million those consoles got sold. That's it. Of the bundles, J-Rock. So there it is right there, man. It's right there. So now you can configure whatever you want. You can do the physical sales or you can do the other bundle. But 6%, there you go, right there. You took it from me. Look at this. The streets know. See, the streets know. And Dia, I see you, girl. I got your roses over here. Look, 6% is not good, Deploy. When has 6% been good at anything? When? What we making up stuff now? So it's like J-Rock said, right? Look, Halo 2 did this 19 years ago. And you want to know what made it iconic? Here's the bad part. We're talking 2.5 million, 25 out.
We hit it first.
Look, congratulations, right?
bundle.
Congratulations to the ones that went out there or pre-ordered it, got the damn game day one. Congratulations.
Hey,
I
I
hate on that.
Hey,
Here's
I
the thing, though.
Mm-hmm.
Halo 2 did it in one region. Game Trills. This is 2.5 with a mixture of bundles and Yaggity Yaggity and Scooby-Doo, right? But Halo 2 did it in America. 2.4, 24 hours in America.
No rubbers.
Right, but no rubber.
Halo 2 had lineups for
We hit it first.
7 days.
Yo, I'm walling.
Hey, I said, man, shout out to these dudes, man. Listen, man, I know you guys, do mathematics and we know that she doesn't add up. But look, man, shout out all these 2.5 million people over the weekend. Go to GameStop and buy a Spider-Man game. It's going to be in 9 hours. Congratulations to these dudes, man.
You know what was so classy?
All right, hey, look, man. Shout out to a lot of these ponies, man. You guys buy a game that gonna beat over a weekend. After you beat the game, you ain't gonna play that shit again. So,
and shout out to the Texas Rangers.
Games, that's if they can install it.
Oh, the Texas Rangers are winning.
And Texas Rangers are winning 10-2.
I got a question for everybody.
Thank God,
Chit chat panel. Let me say this. Now that this game released Spider-Man, and congratulations on the 2.5, how many Xbox fans have you seen go on Twitter say, "Hey, I pre-ordered it and I canceled it"?
Not one.
None.
I got a better question for y'all.
Damn,
How many of us have you seen wasted the energy to go out there out of our way to go review bombing it?
Right, there you go.
Using PlayStation usernames like Legal going out there calling himself Pyro and saying zero game sucks.
Bot 100. Daya.
Yeah, they got no place in anybody's yard no more. We show the class and the respect that we show from our side.
No, it's not even that, Spartan. We don't care.
Exactly.
I told y'all before that. We too busy playing games or living life.
We don't care. That's the thing. I've always said this, right? I've always said
this man here hosting has like 3 kids. He ain't got time for that.
I'm mad because I told the truth. You can't go into the subway system. What kind of New York City is this?
Boy, look.
Hey.
I know that had to hurt your feelings, man. You're a New Yorker. Like, come on,
man. This is not Grand Theft Auto, man.
Look, man.
Hey, TZ's in the chat. Even when he came to New York City, he used the subway.
Oh, Cheesy's in the chat?
Yeah. Cheesy know about using the subway. It's
he's been here a minute. Yeah.
You
Game Fear is the real life Spider-Man.
On the real quick.
They said you can ride a bike, but you can't ride the train.
You remember when I told you guys, New Yorkers, I got 2 New Yorkers, but I got a guy who knows about New York in 6 layer, right? He's not too far from New York. He can touch New York whenever he wants. So he knows about New York. But to my residential guys, Game Trills and J-Rock, I had a discussion about Spider-Man. And me and Fireballs,
still on the inside.
We're still going to do our show, Fireballs. I'm not letting that slide. We're going to let everybody know just why Spider-Man ain't hit the table. It didn't hit the table. It didn't domino because they're not getting anything new out of it, right? But here's the thing. Did I not say, J-Rock? If we can't, go to the Statue of Liberty, get on top of her head, take a picture of the skyline. It's an L. Did I not say game trills? If they make this damn Spider-Man game and you can't run up and go all the way up to the top of the Empire State Building and get an achievement for doing that, it's an L. It's an L.
Yo, look at that.
Who
Beach
does
56
that?
in the
Who
house?
makes a damn New York game?
Ovi in the house?
And you can't go to the Statue of Liberty or you can't go to the Empire State Building.
Yo,
Who
homie, you got a
does
super
that?
chat. You got a super chat, bro.
I see him. I know who that is. I'm messing with him. He's messing with me.
My man from Far Rock,
it's
America.
Brooklyn Lawler in the building, my homeboy.
It's a
Mr.
legend.
Washington in the building.
What's
AK
up?
West Side Connection. Forza Legend in the
Yeah.
building. I had to represent him. Shout out to J-Rock. I used to live at Far Rockaway.
OV,
Beach
Beach 56th
56th
Street. That's what's up.
He knows what's up.
Yeah.
Also, shout out to my
cousins
Texas
is over
brother,
there.
New Legal, Xbox Gang fan for life. And you already know this, baby. Look what we doing. And shout out to Forza Motorsport. Moved up
And
the
he
list.
knows. Once a
from
Far
17
Rockian, always a
last
Far
week
Rockian.
to number
Word?
14 last week. And Forza Legend, it has surpassed Forza Horizon on the most played racer on Xbox. Shout
what's
out
up,
to
Forza
Bushido?
Legend. Forza Legend. We used to be at that beach park all day playing handball.
Hey, what's up, Bushido?
Oh yeah.
Yo, hey, listen, J-Rock, man, I'm telling you, Six Flag came in here cooking. Realist came in here with a buffet. Game Chill was cooking. All right, Fireballs, you up, man? You cooking, baby? We cooking. We got recipe. You nailed it with that. Hey, you got a good point. Fireballs, you got a good point. You want to keep elaborating on it? Go ahead.
No,
they got it.
no, I'm right. No, I'm right.
He
here. I'm
said,
right.
he
here.
said, man, he said, forget that, man.
Right. No, I have to ask one question though.
What's up,
In
fam?
that one video clip with old Pete Boy on that bike. Hey, when the hell does Spider-Man get the powers of Sidorak?
Right, man.
Going around juggernauting through the whole crowd and stuff.
You know.
Man, I thought I was playing. I thought it was the Wonder Years,
y'all.
the game.
Look, we got people out here.
I was looking for Winnie Cooper.
Stuff, right? Nobody ever said anything about the devs, right, J-Rock? Right, Six Slayer? Nobody talked about Insomniac. Nobody saying anything about Insomniac. Nobody called Spider-Man 2 a garbage game, right?
I was about to kick up that Wonder Years song. What would you do?
Nobody made fun of the devs. Nobody made anything personal attacks. Nobody said these things. We understand. Our problem is not devs. Our problem is not donkeys. Our problems are not tweets on Twitter. Our problem is the lies y'all do. And you don't have to speak to say a lie. When you know there's a lie going on and you don't say nothing, you might as well be a part of the lie too. That's worse. Y'all, listen, Spider-Man 2 got all these reviews. It had over 130 some reviews. And not one mixed review until today.
Oh yeah,
Shout out to
70.
my man. What's his name, Game Charles?
Noisy Pixel. Hey, shout out to them.
Just became a legend.
And why did he give it a 70?
Bugs.
All right.
That's right. How can you sit up here and say the game is gaudy when the game had more bugs than a crack house?
You say it had more bugs than a Bug's Life.
Right. Had more bugs in it than Bug's Life. It had more bugs in it and an elephant stomping on a fire ant bed. You can't make this up.
PlayStation 4, that's what it is.
You had hey Spartan, they had PlayStation fans, right? And we have no problems with them being happy to play Spider-Man. They waited a whole year for this. They went on Twitter, they went on Twitch, they went wherever they could broadcast, and the game was just breaking down on them.
Legal, we were happy for him because we was hoping that would give us just at least 24 hours of a breather. Be left the fuck alone.
Be left alone, you stupid fuck. Let us play some
Yeah, that's asking for too much though, man, on a 9.5 hour game.
I'm
Right.
well, see, the thing is, realist is that you would think to yourself like, okay, yeah, you can beat the game, within the same amount of time of working a Mickey D's shift, but you're thinking that, okay, they want to go back and platinum, they want to go back and do some, like try to do all these side missions, you're thinking there's going to be stuff that's going to be
Fireballs.
going to
Bro,
keep
you
them
think they're
engaged.
gonna do all that, man? They got to get back to Fortnite. Stop it.
Word. Yeah, you
But
had one. You had one that had more
more,
tweets
more,
about
more.
me than
Hey,
he had trophies in the game.
realist. They got to get back to building their house in Minecraft.
Whatever. It ain't gonna be a Sony first party game.
The Vanguard mission.
You heard legal?
The
What's
Vanguard.
up,
You had one of these ponies. He had more comments about me, more posts about me than he did of Spider-Man.
Yep.
That's wild.
They cried.
Hey man, he
How you
caught
mention my
94
name?
tweets.
He mentioned my name more than he had trophies in the game. That's crazy.
Facts.
These guys.
I had a
don't
donkey.
understand.
This is a true story, y'all. I had a donkey come up on Twitter, say all I'm doing is posting about Spider-Man 2, and I'm not playing it. You dumbass, I don't have a PlayStation 5. Then I said, well, you must be doing the same thing that I'm doing. You claim to be playing it, but we don't see no clips. Nowhere to be found after that. Nowhere to be found after that. It's like,
Yo, the one time that they finally, buck the trend and they stream and there's all this evidence of everything, right? Is when it's bug-filled mess. Like, yo, I realized
Sister God was good, baby. Box was
realized-
good.
I realized it after the fact that, yo, we never got a date on Spider-Man until like the very end. At
Facts.
the very end, they held that in the chamber
Sick.
until they could use it on a
They
Are you
rushed
trying
the
to make? Are
game,
you trying to
man.
make it sound? Are you trying to make it sound like what I've been theorizing, that game was thrown out into the lion's den to be tore apart?
Yes, literally. But I feel stupid because
Come on,
I
Spidey,
realized it all
fight!
after the fact.
You got spider strength.
Yo, I realized it all after the fact, and it just seems so obvious. Like I feel, stupid. I'd never realized that, right? But like, yo, they spat that out, and maybe that wasn't Jim's choice. Maybe, those who he asked this to in Japan were already like, yo, he already done messed up, or maybe his head was on the chopping block for a while, and this whole BK thing was like his last, like farewell tour. Like they were already thinking of getting rid of him, right? Because that was a dumb move that I don't even think he's capable of. Even he seemed to know, right? These AAA games that they so rarely put out was very important that they came out looking good, and usually they at least did that, right? They didn't have these crazy bugs. This is just a stupefying, and then on a wholly disrespectful level with the flag situation, right? Levels of mistakes. And what's up with the bug testers? This is some obvious. That means no, you didn't run no bug testers because you couldn't have missed these. Nah, son. No. There's just like the statistics on all of this stuff is nigh on impossible. So it leads me to conclude,
And sick, it took the Hispanic Xbox community to get that change for them because those Hispanic ponies were silent.
Yo, because that's disrespect. And on a worldwide
They
tip,
they just rolled with it.
Like people from the Caribbean or whatever are the only types to take exception. And we definitely take exception, no doubt. But that's a worldwide thing. That's how obvious the level of disrespect this was. I want to make that abundantly clear. This was holy disrespect. Yo, flags? Really? That's two different identities, two different peoples.
Not one,
Like,
not
how dare
one Marvel buff corrected them on it.
See, the thing that doesn't make any sense to me about it is, as much as everybody was gushing about how the representation was in Miles Morales and stuff like that, with the Puerto Rican flag, the festival that was on the street and the opening and everything, you mean to tell me that nobody was there on deck to say, hey guys, what's going on here with this flag? I mean, that's just in the living room. This ain't on no festival street. It's just one flag, and it's like, you missed that?
And they make it very clear with Miles Morales in every format you see him in. If it's a comics, games, movies, or whatever, right? His Black and Puerto Rican roots are made clear as day. Like they spell it out for you. His pops is black, his mom's is Puerto Rican. Duh. How do you miss that? Like Runaway Dragons. You know what I'm saying? Like, how do you miss that? Right? So, bro, they just let it out because they got that shook about a Starfield. Like, I know it sounds like some tinfoil hat thing, but it seems so clear to me now, right? That I feel stupid about it. Like, what the hell is up with Sony? Yo, bro, this is
What are you talking? What's up? Their roots are showing. That's what's going on.
this morning. Listen, what happened this morning? Like, there was a lot of hyperbole from David Jaffe, I would say, in the way he was talking about what he was talking about last night. And a lot of people like to suspect that what Jez Cornyn was saying on Iron Lords about that email that he received towards the end of the show had something to do with that, right? So there's a lot of, that theory crafting out there, and the timing just seems like it's like, but you never know. Like, nothing is always as it seems, Who knows, right? But, like, yo, I feel like what he was talking about, because who this woman was, I recognize the name because of him. He always mentions her. She was there for 34 years. She was like the general that Sony employed to keep their foot on Xbox's necks this whole time, and probably Sega before us. That was her.
Let me elaborate on this.
Number one gunner. That's her. She's the ops.
Let me elaborate on this Puerto Rican.
That's what they do
right?
after, boss. In the comments.
Let me elaborate on this Puerto Rican flag.
They ignore any issues they have in the game, right? They ignore any issues they have in the game.
JyzalGamingTV.
Hold on, let me say this.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. Let me say this.
Yeah, we can hear him. Let him finish his sentence.
They ignore any issues that's in the game, right? Once it released, they let you find out about them. Once you make an outcry, about the issues you find in the game. Then they write an article about you finding the issues in the game, so they can highlight the issues in the game without, directly saying the issues in the game in their reviews. That's what they do.
Hey, J-Rock, could it be that Sony is using us as their bug testers?
He didn't even give J-Rock and others any credit. None of them did.
No, let me go to this flag, right? This thing right here, what Dia just said, this is a problem before the flag. They never represented Miles Morales right from the jump when we saw him, right? They know this because if y'all was paying attention, I don't know if y'all read that article where they were even trying to explain his haircut. All right. Now, we were some of the forefronters that were already talking about his haircut. I don't know Puerto Ricans that wear their hair like that, first of all. Right?
Me and you was talking about that.
Miles Morales on Spider-Verse, he looks Puerto Rican. They wear their hairs like that. They'll put their hair in some braids. They'll cornroll it. It's fluffy. They're curly. They're Black Islanders, right? You don't see it. I don't understand what they were thinking. Like, Game Sure is Jamaican. Now, Jamaicans do the twist. They do the dreads, right? Puerto Ricans don't do the dreads like that. They gave him a high taper, right? Because we all know that Black Americans never get done right. They can never, ever, ever portray a true Black American. Like, they don't understand our haircuts. They don't understand our style. They don't get it. They don't get none of it. So you can see clearly that they were having an issue with Miles Morales being Black and being Puerto Rican. Now, they said in that game that if you want to learn about Miles Morales' background, you can do side missions to do that. That's how much they care for you to know about him. So these are red flags, dear, right? It's no wonder why they messed up on the flag. They was never taking this guy seriously anyway. They wasn't taking Miles Morales seriously anyway. They were trying to put up agendas. All this game is when you're playing that game, I saw the clips. It's not even a Spider-Man game. You're going around looking at dudes graffiti or damn wall, a deaf girl graffiti in a wall. You're looking at two homosexuals holding their hands, looking at a damn wall. Everybody's looking at a damn wall. You're swinging around, stomping. Oh, look, bro, go fight some crime. You're Spider-Man. I ain't worried about what society is doing. I'm trying to save people who are in trouble.
The funny thing, legal is I ain't seen none of that shit in Batman.
Right, this is a superhero game. I'm not interested in what the agendas are all about. Right? That's why we have video games. We're escaping all of that. But Spider-Man has become an agenda game. That's what it is. To the point where they made a big mistake, dear, on culture. The beautiful thing about Miles Morales, JyzalRoc, right, is he's cultural. He's the one Spider-Man hero that's cultural. That's a multicultural and rich character. This dude should be, it should be nothing but Hispanic culture in his game. Dominican, or not just Dominican, Cuban history in that game. If you pick Miles Morales, you should get into his world, into his culture. It's a time of enjoying what he's really about, the things that he really goes through. The movie, the animated movie painted it good. I won't deny the movie. I love the movie. I love the animated movie because they did it right. They over here trying to figure out how to make the dude look when it's simple. It's simple that they wasn't even interested in that. Messed it up. Right. He doesn't even sound like a new. Look at that. Exactly. He sound like a black kid out of Palm Beach, 90210 somewhere.
And they got the streets wrong too. They got the intersections wrong.
Yes, they did. Yes, they did.
That was bad. Now that's bad. Look, man, that's bad. And that's what I was saying. I was like, they're gonna mess up. Because one thing, I remember I was talking to Sick a long time ago when we first met. I said, you know what I learned being up north? Northerners pay attention to detail. I learned about billboards.
It's not only that, legal. They like to, the ponies like to preach that their first party studios excel at attention to detail, right?
Right.
So I'm like, okay, well, let's put that to the test. Let me pay attention to these details, and when I pay attention to the details and they come up short, they get mad at me.
Yeah,
they got mad because
telling the truth.
Because for one, you have a PlayStation 5, right? So they're mad because they looking at you as a person that's remember the word nitpicking. We nitpickers now, but ain't that what the gaming journalists do? That's all they do. Nitpick. Well, I don't know. Look, I don't know how else we can explain this, right?
Digital Foundry build a career off
right. John Linneman comes out. He's supposed to be a look, I wouldn't even say top professional, but he's on a professional level, all right, where he analyzes games, all right? He's got the tech for all of that. These people are so tied up into PlayStation. The problem with it, Deploy, I don't care that they're PlayStation shields. I don't care. JyzalRoc, Realist, Fireballs, Six Slayer, Spartan, Games, Chit Chat. I don't care about that.
Ronnie, Ricky, and Mike.
Right. They got the right to like PlayStation, right? They got the right to like PlayStation, Six Slayer. Nobody cares about that. What we care about, tell the damn truth. You have the tech. You analyze the game, and what did he not say about that game, JyzalRoc? He never once mentioned that the game was buggy until everybody else started putting it out there. And now you see the power of the streets. Once the streets kept putting those clips out, and every minute, Six Slayer, more and more tweets. More and more tweets about it getting buggy.
It was just like Destin last week with Forza,
there
right?
You go.
I saw that on my way back. Like, yo, I remember the flow of the tweet conversation because I saw it 5 minutes after it happened, literally, right? Yo, it started like this. Destin, I think, he puts up his video. So the tweet starts with him and his review, right? Somebody says under it, yo, you're complaining about the black thing, but that's a bug, or no, there's something wrong. Like, he addresses something, the content of the video has got to be something wrong that Destin did, which we all know now it was due to a bug, right? But the first person who alerted him of it, right? He didn't say it in no disrespectful way or anything. He just said the facts. Yo, something is wrong with your footage, right? And the way he was reacted to by Destin was instantly hostile, off rip, right? Instantly hostile words. I can't remember exactly, but I'm a paraphrase to say like, you bugging, blah, blah, blah. my method is sound. It's the same technique I use every time. Blah blah blah. This and that. Until somebody else says, "Yo, Digital Foundry already talked about it and mentioned it in the video, right?" And he goes, and you see him kind of stay quiet in a way because you don't see him talk for a while. Because then there's multiple people who say the same thing, right? Then somebody, I think, posts a clip right in this is all on Twitter or X or whatever, right? And then all of a sudden you see him instantly change his tune. He like it's two different people. Read the tone that he had before, right? When dude was first telling him and he was hostile, to instantly after the clip was there, and now he's talking. Now he's super apologetic and all of this shit, right? I bring up him. We know about him. We know about John Linneman. But the one that really got me, and really got me effed up a little bit was ACG. The one dude who had the 100% track record as far as I was concerned when it comes to doing this review stuff, right? He gets the code. He prefers to have it on Steam because the code that he uses, he buys himself and he gives away the code that he gets from the publisher. So that way he stays 100% impartial. And even on games I don't care about, I often watch his reviews just because I marvel at how impartial he is, in my opinion. Nobody's perfect, but I never saw it from a point of malice. Up until this with Spider-Man 2. I can't believe ACG. Like, you do? You too? Really, bro? Like, at 2 Brute? Really? Like, yo. And I was always one of the top, like, the loudest voices about the press, yo. But that one got me F all the way up. I'm like, yo, a dude who really seemed to be about it. Yo, they got him too, bro. Red-handed, too. Red-handed. And they just talk about it like it's nothing. Like people who's bringing it up and how fraudulent he is, like when he's caught red-handed, like he just talks about them like they're the bad guys. And the conversation just moves on like, oh, everything is cool. Nobody's even talking about ACG, right? They're just talking about John Linneman and this other dude because it's a common thing with them. So who cares, right? Like they'll take the hits for the rest of the team, but the narrative moves on. And I was just like, yo, really?
You know, my thing, Sick, is people look up to these people, right? These are the frontliners, right? They're the ones that get these handouts, right? G4, they get the handouts, like people like Marlon. You can't take people like this serious anymore. They're not in it for the culture of gaming. They're in it for their own channel. It's a greed thing. It's a me thing. So they're not in it for the benefit of the culture. That's why they say dumb shit.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? They're not taking it serious. But they want you. But when you go ahead, Sick. Go ahead.
No, it's just that because he went out of his way often to stay impartial, right? That was the thing about him and why he was respected as a reviewer from no matter what platform you might prefer, right? He was seen as an actual neutral who's like benevolent, meaning he didn't have a dog in the fight. He's just saying it honestly, and so you could trust that, and he would go out of his way to demonstrate it. But it was because it wasn't just a slow decline or a slow turn or whatever. It was for the dumbest, most obvious example. Spider-Man 2 and its bugs, for him to sit there and be like, I didn't see any bugs. It must have been the patch. Get the F out of here, man. All of these things, it's multiple different things.
Sick. They were lying from the jump, bro.
Exactly.
They were telling people, oh, we'll get a day one patch. Ain't no day one patch for that. I don't know what they understand. You know, this is what cracks me up about donkeys, man. Y'all literally don't know what the hell y'all talking about. Patches don't patch broken games.
Exactly.
The game is broken. You patch frame rates. Like you get a patch that go from 30 to 60 or 30 to 40. That's a patch.
And that's just one issue. This is a game filled of just incompleteness, and you could see
it's incomplete.
It's incomplete. You could tell. Right. You can tell. This is not just one thing that they're going to fix with one patch. This is going to take time of actual development that it's still needed before release.
That's what I was just finna say, because you got people right now admitting that, damn, this game should have been delayed. It should have been, because we were saying it. A Spider-Man game that only takes 2 years.
We were talking about it a few weeks back.
Right.
That the game was going to be punted out because they have nothing. And here it is. It's like the thing. It's like, even though we could give, 2 sugary scoops of doo-doo about the Game Awards and stuff like that. That's Sony's bread and butter. That's how they shop their stuff to investors. That's how they shop around.
Right.
And to be there and not have a single meal out there to serve to the guests.
Hey,
Two,
why is Mary Jane the strongest character in the game?
Yo,
We don't know because
Why you playing out a Splinter Cell?
don't make no
Jay-
sense.
They got a Splinter Cell
It's-
now, for real.
J-Rod, why she got that strong mannish face? What's going on?
Why
Got that,
why
got
Mary
that
Jane
chin.
pick out Craven's Hunters with one shot?
Oh my God.
Spider-Man Peter Parker got to hit him with combos.
Like MJ with the
They
one
gave him
piece.
the flicky, that's what it is.
Well, that's why when Legal was talking about agendas in their video games, I mean, it's nothing new. Pretty much every game that Sony's come out with, probably the past 6 years, has been a game about an agenda, right? We know what Last of Us was about. Ghost, I can't say Ghost had much of an agenda, but Spider-Man, we know what it's about. But we can sit back and laugh about them putting a Cuban flag for, in a New Yorican household, but it is what it is. It is what it is. Look, salute to the PlayStation fans who went out there, played that game, loved it, fought through the bugs, you know what I'm saying, and just completely forgot about Starfield for 9.5 hours. Shout out to those guys, man. You know what I'm saying? Look, I'm on Xbox. I got a PlayStation. Can't remember the last time I played anything on it. Let's see. What's the last? It's been a minute. I have to look on my little profile, but it's been a minute. And Sony looking like they don't have anything coming. And we over here on Xbox, we know. I don't know what y'all do. Have y'all looked into the Ninja Theory videos?
Yeah.
No? All right, you can wish list it. All right? So that lets you know the thing is coming soon.
Someone else.
Let them boys enjoy the Spider-Man, man. Hey, it's 9.5 hours for $70. Bugs, right? Spiders are bugs, right? They're critters. It just goes along with the theme of the video game, man. Let them enjoy them, right? They don't really exist. No, they don't really exist because, hey, man, it's just another bug, right? It's something to laugh about. They made fun of us with Bethesda, and then they get a game that's 9.5 hours, and they compare it to a game that's worth hundreds of hours that has a few bugs.
Right.
Dude, if you come out with a game with a linear path, with these fancy load screens, 9.5 hours, 4.5 hours of cutscenes, and you still got these bugs, I don't want to hear nothing else about PlayStation. I'm tired of these Xbox fans talking about how PlayStation has this quality, how PlayStation has this great quality on their video games, and Xbox has so far before they catch up with PlayStation. Xbox has a lot of work to do, is what I heard Dustin Legary say on a video. I was like, what the hell is this dude playing? What is he talking about? Xbox released 5 games this year.
Right.
How about,
You know what I'm saying?
how about a few more?
You didn't have to like Redfall. Yeah, but it's a game. It's a game that Xbox dropped, right? Just like Destruction All Stars, they didn't play that game. You know what I'm saying? And look at what Sony did. They put bots in it and just dropped it.
Mm-hmm.
Look at Redfall. Xbox drops a 60-second patch, AI update. People back playing Redfall. You see what I'm saying? It's a totally different ball game over here. The way we handle games, the way our representatives of Xbox handle games is totally different, man.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I don't really even care about PlayStation much, man. Until PlayStation does something that I care about, I ain't really trying to talk about PlayStation, bro. We know that the ponies are stupid. We know, but opponents are stupid. They're gonna always come up with something. But see, this is the thing. All last generation, they told us we were stupid for being Xbox fans.
Right.
But we knew, and this is something I've been saying for years. There's no way that PlayStation and Sony can compete with a motivated Microsoft.
Nope.
And here we got it. We got a motivated Microsoft back in the subsidiary the way they should have been doing this whole time. They didn't, but fine.
In my veins, buddy.
Hey, they didn't, but not. Here we go. We got Activision, and guess what? They're talking about buying again, right? They're gonna keep complaining about consolidation because PlayStation can't play. That's why they're gonna keep complaining about consolidation, bro. We got so much to do over here. We got so much to look forward to. We got a third-party showcase, 20 minutes. We know what it's gonna be. We're not looking for a first-party game to get there, just like they did. Because see, they promised their fan base hundreds of showcases. They promised them.
We
These
cooking.
dudes, these dudes waited 3 years for a showcase and they got what they got. You see what I'm saying? And
Baby
then
step.
they said that shit was so trash that that was just a precursor to the real showcase, and
Yo,
they
Willis,
still
pause
waiting.
real quick. Hold
They
on,
still
hold
waiting.
on,
Y'all
baby.
go ahead, man. I'll go back on mute.
Oh, you gonna come back? You cooking? Hold on. We got a donation. We got a collection plate. Rain G4 in the building. They went in on Master Chief Collection. Preach. And Starfield. Preach. So we going in on Spider-Man 2.
Right, as
The
you
Book
should.
of X, damn it. Go back to what you're doing.
And piggybacking off Realist right quick, right?
Yeah.
When you kumbaya and you shut the hell up like they want you to do about these issues, right? It feeds into the illusion of Sony. The illusion being that these games are perfect. The illusion being that these games have quality control.
Right.
The illusion being that they're bugless.
Right.
Right? That's why they want you to shut the hell up. If the Xbox community did not expose this game, what would have been the narrative from the media?
Nothing.
Nothing.
You
This
know
game was
what,
perfect.
Realist and J-Rock? J-Rock just, I loved how you piggybacked off of him.
If you
Because
would have
here's the
just
power.
if you just would have done what they've told you to do, right?
Yup.
Just shut the hell up and play the game.
Yup.
The
It's just
perception
so
would have
true.
been what? That the
Because
game was
J-Rock, I'm a
perfect.
piggyback.
But J-Rock,
That's
even though we exposed them tweet,
real quick.
bro, we exposed them tweet and retweet. It didn't change anything. It's not gonna change anything until Xbox completely take over the industry and they got to
That's
kiss
correct.
Xbox ass the way they kiss
Right.
PlayStation ass.
Because
Hey,
here's
it
what's
changed one of
crumbling,
those reviews.
J-Rock.
They hit him with the 70 for them bugs.
Here's what's crumbling, y'all. Companies are at their best when they have a great public perception, baby. And they're holding on to everything they can to make everybody believe that PlayStation has the best games, they're flawless. You heard what look, Marlon said it. Oh, this look, you can't make this up. This is the best game I've ever played.
Because I'm gonna tell you why. I'm gonna tell you why, right?
Come on, Willis.
I'm gonna tell you why, right?
Tell me why.
And really, I'm gonna tell you why. They said Xbox, still need to reach the quality of PlayStation, right? If it's not these third person, over the shoulder daddy issues and emotional issues, it's bad. Because IGN came out and says Sony is the king of story-driven games. That's what the industry wants. So it doesn't matter what Xbox does. It doesn't matter what game it is. It can be on par with PlayStation games. It's still not going to be not enough, and it's not quality. Look at Halo. I said the game with Halo. Hold on.
You got some of them out there flipping around talking about like, man, Xbox gonna have to step it up just because they see Mario turn into an elephant.
Look,
Come on, man.
Hey, look at Halo, right? They say Halo was trash. It's garbage. It's not a great game and everything, right? How in the world the game got an 87? But if you look at Horizon, it got an 88, right? So Halo and Horizon mostly get the same score. So if Horizon Forbidden West is the greatest game, one of the greatest games ever made, and Halo's dog shit, then they talking about Returnal is a very great game, but Halo has a better score than Returnal. So like even this generation, like the only bad game that Microsoft really made it was Redfall, right? So every game that Microsoft makes is better or on par with PlayStation games. It is. Forza Motorsport, Forza Horizon 5, Halo Infinite, Pentiment, Grounded, all of that stuff was on par with PlayStation. But the problem is that the industry don't want these type of games. They don't care about what flight simulators or first-person shooters. They care about these third-person over-the-shoulder games, and it doesn't matter how. And that's basically what it is.
Too expensive to change the marketing over.
If it's not these third-person, listen. I say this again, right? Microsoft can make one of the greatest games ever made. If it's not a third-person over-the-shoulder game, it's garbage.
That ain't gonna make a difference.
That's their mind. That's what Dustin says. Oh, Xbox needs to step up the quality. That's why everybody says, and everybody's been saying this for years. It's just that
But why do they say that?
because Sony's the market leader, and they can do hell the fuck they want to.
Now, despite Halo getting an 87, winning awards, and having the biggest launch in Halo history, did that stop them from criticizing the game?
Nope. It's
So
still
why,
criticized.
so why should Spider-Man having a great Metacritic score, breaking Sony records, stop you from criticizing the game?
It's bias, and it's going to like that.
The answer is it shouldn't.
J-Rock, you saw that panic in the street when that Joker was teetering on the edge of dropping down to the 8.
The point is, it should still get the smoke regardless of the accolades and the sales numbers, right?
Yeah. Look,
why?
we Xbox
Because
fans.
it paints the narrative. It paints the narrative, and the moment you keep shutting the hell up, right, and doing what they tell you to do, it allows them to paint the narrative they want you to see. The narrative around Halo is that it was trash. It's still trash. They say it's trash despite its accolades, the review scores, right? Because you guys allowed them to propagate these narratives, the Xbox community, the kumbayas, right? Because they shut the fuck up when it's time to defend Xbox games and let everybody criticize everything Xbox. But the moment you want to criticize something Sony, here they come. Kumbaya, my lord. Nah. That's not how it is, bro.
Hey, cause somebody said it's only console war when we criticize PlayStation games.
Right. That's all it is. Other than that, they could do everything that I do to Xbox games. Every nitpick, right? They could come with every crazy write every crazy article about Starfield. It doesn't have vehicles. What vehicles can I drive in Spider-Man? It's not that type of game. And Insomniac's vision respected. Well, you can't respect Bethesda's vision.
In
Bethesda's
Starfield,
type
they
of game?
wanted us to have vehicles, bro.
You can't go into a gas giant.
Right.
Well, I can't go into a pizza shop.
Correct.
What is Spider-Man doing in a pizza shop? What the fuck am I doing in a gas giant?
Right.
Okay, but I said it again, right? The only game, and even Real said this too. Like a lot of these PlayStation Xbox fans, like these phony bots, right? And I see this guy from the Iron podcast, like talking about, Microsoft need a superhero game and all that stuff, and I don't want to say his name, but the other dude was talking about, you see, Microsoft need to step up the quality of the games because Spider-Man got a 91 Metacritic, and what's the game? Super Mario
Let me ask you
Wonder.
a question like this: is it the Jamaican dude with the braids?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
All right.
Yes. Yeah. I don't want to tell his name. I don't want to tell his name. Yeah. So it's like this, right? They do this shit last generation. I break some of these dudes. I break some of these dudes' legs, and I break. And it's just like I say this again, right? They want Microsoft to copy what Sony makes.
Say it again, brother.
They want Microsoft to be Sony 2.0. Let me explain, right? Last generation, we had
why
games
do they want that? Why do they want that?
I'm gonna tell you what. Last generation, right? We had games like Ori, Gear Tactics, State of Decay 2, Sea of Thieves, and all that stuff. Killer Instinct. Now, all of these games are different type of genres, right? I know realists and legal like State of Decay. I like Ori. Shit, I like Sea of Thieves. I don't care what people say. These games are good games, but they're not these Sony quality movie games, right? So these pony bots look at these games like, man, we don't want this shit. Some people say, "Oh man, I got the world's most powerful console."
But why is
it looks cartoony. It looks cartoony. I want these realistic games like The Last of Us, and that bothers me because you don't care about how the game plays. You care about how the game looks.
But who's telling
and not only the game looks, huh?
Who's telling them not to care? Who's telling them that they should want these sort of games? Who's telling them that?
The media.
Nobody's telling them that.
Oh, okay. There you go.
Hold on, legal. So oh, we don't care about these games. Like, I care about what's the name, these movie games, huh? We want high production value. PlayStation got God of War. We want something like
Mhm.
just like God of
Right.
War. And that's the problem. And that's why games like Quantum Break and Sunset Overdrive and Rise, some of these games never get sequels. And they're now seeing people this generation who's posting a gameplay of Quantum Break, it blow up. I said to myself, nigga, this game came out in 2016. Y'all nigga ain't bought the damn game. Now you want a sequel? Then Microsoft ain't making no damn sequel of that shit. Cause you guys didn't support it. So the end of the day is, right? I've seen this pony bot, two pony bots in the community, right? Talking about Microsoft needs to make a superhero game. Why? Right? Why?
So it could sell 2.5 million a day. We
Exactly.
get that.
Okay, but Spider-Man is the most popular superhero in the world.
Like
Who the hell Microsoft
we,
going to get?
we've
Iron
been done
Man?
that. We've been done those numbers. Oh, you
Yeah.
telling me they've been releasing all these movie games all this time? These games everybody in the world wants, right? That the industry declares is the best of the best, and all they could do is match a record we had 19 years ago. Why are we striving to be that?
Right.
But,
And they didn't even match it.
look at Starfield, right? Look,
And they had to do it
that
with
game was
bundles. They
successful,
have to
right?
do it with smoke and mirrors. Why are we striving to be that?
Right.
But okay, but why do you want Microsoft to be like Sony?
That's the
Do you
question.
want
The
that?
only reason they want that is
Game
because
Trail.
they've been falling for the propaganda from the media.
Right.
Exactly.
Game
'Cause
Trail.
if you want Microsoft to be like Sony, I'm not buying an Xbox. I'm
Game
gonna tell you
Trail.
why.
It's simple.
Because I don't want two consoles make the same exact fucking games. Because at
Right.
the end of the day, I'm not sitting down and playing no goddamn movie games every day. I want something different. I
That's
want my
what I
Gears. I want my Forza. I don't care. I want different type of games. I'm not sitting down playing no Hellblade 2, Hellblade 3, Hellblade 4 type of game. Absolutely not.
right.
That's the problem. I want diversity. I'm a racer fan. I'm a what's the platformer. I like these type of games. Shit, if Microsoft bring back Banjo Kazooie, I don't care what people say. I'm buying that goddamn game today. Microsoft, the problem is, and also Microsoft is a problem too. Microsoft needs to start listening to these jackasses, and they're not doing it because Microsoft is part of the problem. So at the end of the day, and look at the Game Awards coming, right? Because last year, Dustin or Dustin, whatever his name is, and Ryan McCaffrey talk about this is not enough, man. This is they had a fake doom and gloom. Xbox needs to make a Game of the Year candidate. If Starfield doesn't get Game of the Year, it's the end of Xbox. Starfield's not going to get nominated because too many competition. So what are they going to say this year at the Game Awards? Oh, well, see, Xbox is not the reach of the quality of PlayStation. Oh, hold on. So
I've been
Starfield.
told y'all the fix is in.
Oh yeah,
Why do you not know
hold on.
it?
Starfield got 10 million players. So it ranked number 6 most playing game on Xbox. Starfield is doing a
And you
lot
think
more numbers.
McCaffrey camp's gonna care?
No. Listen, Game Trails. Listen, man. First of all, Force a Legend. Nintendo is the market leader, not Sony. When it
Oh,
comes
that's
to
true. That's
when it
true.
comes,
We know
when it
that. We
comes to
know that.
video game success.
And technically, Nintendo, yeah, we know
Now,
that. But
I don't know,
now
man.
here,
You guys are
I'm going to
bugging, man.
elaborate. I'm
you
going
guys-
to elaborate off of Game
Games,
Trails.
you know what's the real issue?
what?
People like you is a problem in this goddamn industry and
Oh
with the
man,
Xbox community. I'm gonna break your legs right now, live and direct. Why? Because you guys want these propagandists to stop being propagandists.
Exactly.
They're doing their job. They're doing
it
what they
doesn't
get
bother
paid
me.
to do. No, it is with you because you continuously seek approval from these outlets that are paid not to give you the approval you seek.
That's no. It ain't about, no, I don't care about the outlet. I don't care about
You
these
want
pony
Jeff
bots.
Keighley to tell you what to play.
Games. What he's trying to tell you is
I know what you're trying to say.
no. Let me tell
You're
you,
looking for Jeff Keighley to be fair to you.
It's the same reason
Look.
you're mad at D-Back. He's doing the same thing. He wants to be on the winning side that he picked.
You're not talking. You're
beforehand
not
to be
talking
happy
about the
with.
joysticks just nominating 4
Right.
first-party Xbox games. You concerned about Jeff Keighley because they tell you that's what you got to care about.
Yeah, that's
Right.
true. No, that, no,
Okay,
no, no,
so see,
last,
right
no, no,
there,
last, no, no, no,
that's
no.
true. Yeah, that's true, right? So
No, no, last
that's
year
part of the
I talked
issue.
about the Joysticks Awards because I told Realist that Pentiment got nominated. Right, legal.
Yeah,
I told you last year.
The issue is
That's
this.
part of
I
the
was
issue.
waiting on everybody to get their words out before I said this. The issue is not the media, right? I said this already.
No, the issue is
But
the
you don't
media.
have to listen to me, right? Because I know I'm right. All right. I'm a researcher. I don't just say stuff. I don't go to the Game Awards looking for Xbox. If you're still doing that in this day and age, don't talk to me. Don't talk to me. Don't talk to me about you being an Xbox fan. Because Xbox fans don't speak that language. You don't ever hear me talking about, oh, I'm gonna watch the Game Awards this year because I'm looking for an Xbox game to be nominated. You already know which games are gonna be nominated, Game Zeros. We talk about it all the time. What's gonna be the best racer? What's gonna be the best racer this year?
Forza.
Okay. The only reason why
we watched
Gran
the
Turismo
trailers.
7 won best racer last year is why, Game Zeros?
Cutting no competition.
There you go. So look, what's going to be the top nominee? I've already said this, right? Now that, and I wanted to correct you real quick. Starfield isn't the number 7th most played Xbox game. It's the number 7th ranked game of 2023 since it landed in September, which means, Game Zeros, all these other games had an 8-9 month head start. Hogwarts already been out. Jedi Survivor been out. All these games been out. But none of them sold as fast and made an impact like Starfield. And here's where I'm coming with that. The people were, if you don't get it now, you'll never get it, and you're just being dumb, right? Because there's things in history, in gaming history, that were so up in our faces that you can't deny it. If you deny it, you're just being stupid. One, I'll give an example, realist. The propaganda on Last of Us 2. We all saw what they did when people came out and began to become honest with that game. We saw what happened to the YouTubers, right? But everybody wants to act like realists when it went all the way down to the Game Awards and it won, like everybody was so shocked. Bro, they set that game up to win. The gamers didn't want that game. Look at the numbers. Look at the outcries. Look at the retail stores. Look at the realistic value compared to what the industry did for that game, right? They basically made that game win an award. So that told me right there, no matter what we do, right? No matter what we say, it don't matter if they decide to make a game what it wants it to be. They're the ones holding that fate. So now we're getting people slowly. I think slowly people are starting to see Metacritic. And this is what I was saying, Game Zeros. The only people in the community that can beat those doors down to make people stop realizing that reviews are just harmless opinions. They're just harmless opinions. Because when they came and attacked Starfield, there was people in the gaming industry.
Right.
Now, J-Rock, they claim that we're toxic. Right? Oh, they did it again with the Spider-Man 2. They claim that, oh, you guys are the bad guys. Why don't y'all just leave our game alone? But it's okay when they do it, right? You have the influencers who are hush puppies. When there's people in the industry, right, verbally attacking this game, realist, and coming out with it. I just don't like Microsoft, so I'm just gonna give it a bad score. They don't care. Oh, I would have scored it that much, but I was eating a chili dog, and the chili dog was bad, so I just gave the game a 5. This is the kind of stuff that we're talking about. This is where we come to, and people really, really, really think that real gamers are really, really, really running a Metacritic for approval ratings of sincerity and clarity, and this game is great. Look what the Xbox people did. Look what the people who are maybe not Xbox people, look what they did. They saw a game that was different, right? This is the culture of gamers. They saw a game that was interesting. They saw a game that was different, J-Rock. They saw a game that could hold its hype. They saw a game that was Bethesda. Anybody, people like J-Rock, Game Heroes, Realist, they know that I never played Bethesda version like this. I didn't do the Fallouts and the what's the other ones? The Skyrims and stuff, right? I didn't play those games, but I did play my Wolfensteins and my Dooms, and I played my arcade games. But I see now, I tell them every day because I'm literally hooked. Me and Spark 117, we talk about this Starfield because I helped that man get off of Halo. That's all that man does. You want to learn about Halo, go to Spark 117. Man, that man can talk to you about Halo all day, right? But I challenge him. Get off of it, man. Spread your wings, because I was just like him. I was stuck on Gears. So all I did was play Gears. I can show you my stats, right? But the beauty of it all is testing your variety, breaking out of your gate. Spread your wings for a minute. I got on Starfield. I can't come off of it. I see why people play these games and they don't come off of these games. I see why Bethesda has big clout and has great camaraderie in the industry. Because the way they make these games, it's crazy. It hooks you in real quick. Forza 11.5, and I'm going back to my finishing up. Lori and the Will of the Wisps. Why is the game of the generation? State of Decay 2, greatest zombie game I've ever had. 35 days in the game. That's true. Me and you put work in that. We sure did. This is when the Xbox community, to me, and I've been saying this from day one, the turnaround began with State of Decay 2 and Sea of Thieves. I'm so proud.
And Sea of Thieves is still charting.
Right. I'm so proud of the Xbox community during those years because they were crushing us. And we have to lean on one another. We have to.
Now,
we have to support our games.
Sea of Thieves
because they were going to kill our Starfield. The perception, people, is what I'm talking about. Sea of Thieves
came out in 2018.
Right. They wanted people. Oh, look at Forza Horizon 5.
Ragnarok came out last year. Didn't chart.
Look at Forza Horizon 5 today, J-Rock. 4 million new souls added to that game. Since this year, it went from 30 million to 34 million. 4 million. Look, I understand. I get it. I'm old school. Right, Emmanuel A1? I told y'all, I'm the culture. I love it all. I love console wars. I love hearing about console sales. I don't see a problem with Microsoft giving us console sales. Every customer that buys a product would love to know how it's doing. That's all it is. You can't get tied up into everybody and how they think. Just because you see people on the internet that use numbers for console wars doesn't mean everybody does, Microsoft. It would be, we don't, listen, Microsoft, it's like I told y'all before. We're Xbox fans. I'm a diehard Xbox fan. So to me, it ain't never been about console sales, right, Realist? Right, Game Heroes? If I was worried about console sales and being popular, I wouldn't have an Xbox. All right? But Forza 11, Forza Legend, we have Xboxes. Why? Because I know why, like Realist says. Some of y'all got Xboxes and don't even know why you got them. Some of y'all claim to be Xbox fans and can't tell nobody why you an Xbox fan. Y'all fronting. 100. We got Xboxes because we know why we're fans of Xbox. We know why. We can tell somebody why. But I've had this motto about PlayStation for 23 years before y'all even knew me. I was going up in GameStop. Back then, this was a problem. When Xbox came out, back then, this is how old this is. And I came up with my motto. I said, man, I see that these people lie to sell this PlayStation. You have to lie to me because even back then, with those memory cards and shit, if you're being truthful, and I'm sitting there looking at this Xbox that don't need no memory cards, right? You're trying to sell me a PlayStation that I got to pay $25 back then for just one memory card, right? And I'm sitting up here with an Xbox that just can load, do its thing, play the games. I ain't got to do nothing. I can burn CDs, right, 100? Make mixtapes, sell them for $5 in the hood. I'm doing all of this on my OG Xbox, and you're trying to sell me a damn PlayStation 3. You're trying to sell me a PlayStation 2. The only way you can get me to look at that shit is lie to me. I saw so many people lie. That's why they can't come out of the PlayStation fan base has been lied to, JyzalGaming, for so long that they don't know how to accept truth. You see it right now. You got people out here. If this Starfield came out anything remotely like this Spider-Man 2, 6-layer, a 38 on Metacritic, a 38. You see what I'm saying? Like,
Dear God.
They really hated the fact because Starfield, when they found out that Starfield was a multi-plat, Microsoft bought it and they made it exclusive. Okay, now I'm going to say something tonight. We got a new word. It's called the post-ABK deal era, right? From now on, you're going to see the last hurrahs of the industry. Expect high scores, expect lies, expect everything, because Starfield had to pay the price. Redfall paid the price. People was out here talking about Redfall, and realists, they ain't even get past the tutorial. They didn't even get past Hollow Man to even be verified on what they were saying, bro. They went and played an hour of this damn game. This is what we're depending on out here. This is where we at.
Nigga, they're running out over there at PlayStation. They're running out of stipulations to try to make a game's launch look good.
Yeah, Rain G4 Spider-Man 2 is in state of decay. It was good. Right. But all honesty, right, y'all? We know that for a game like Spider-Man, which Emmanuel is Spider-Man is their number one character now. It's not Ellie. It's not Kratos. It's not Aloy. None of them. It's none of them. It's not even Nathan Drake. It's none of them, right? It's Spider-Man. Spider-Man is their hottest new character. Dirk, good to see you, girl, right? And you've been told to wait an extra year. So sick. The bundles will come. The bundles been out, right? The bundles been out. Here's the difference. When those Constellation bundles appeared, JyzalGaming, I saw JyzalGaming.
And that ain't no bundle.
Right. I saw JyzalGaming. I saw Realist go out and buy it immediately. JyzalGaming was the one that told me about a damn jacket. I didn't even know they had a jacket. He was like, bro, I bought this, the headset, the controller, and the jacket. Right, Realist. I said, what did you say, bro? He said, I got the jacket. I was like, the jacket? What the hell are you talking about? He sent me a picture. I was like, damn, they got a jacket. I'm about to get it. They know I went broke on that shit because we're stupid like that. We buy our shit, right? We buy this stuff. But it sold out, realist. It didn't take long. Shit sold out around the world. Then it came back just for a minute, sold out again. So it was sold out. People were mad. Damn, I can't get it, right? Went all the way down, and then Bethesda was like, hey, y'all, for all y'all that didn't get it, we're going to make a premium edition for y'all. Boom, we're going to take care of y'all digitally. Boom, premium edition. Everybody was like, I'm getting in. I remember when Spot 117 hit me up from Canada. Legal, I get to get the premium edition. I'm canceling this shit. I'm getting that. Boom. Everybody was ready to go. This damn game came out, and they crucified it, realist, because it had to pay the price of being a damn exclusive for Xbox. It hurt them so bad because this game was an Xbox exclusive. How dare Microsoft make any game exclusive?
That's not exactly what it is. That's 90% of it. Here's the extra 10%.
Come on with it.
Yo, remember, the first time we ever heard about Starfield, the first thing we heard about it was it's the next game after Skyrim. So in space now, he's taking this whole idea into space, even though it's more than that. But this is what we first heard, right? Into space. And it's a Sony exclusive because Sony is paying for the exclusivity and Xbox won't get it. That's the first thing we, as all gamers of every creed, ever heard about that game, right? The first time. right? And already then the fix was in. That was a part of our introduction to the game. The Sony fix was already in, right? And then in the end, we see how Xbox flipped around that situation completely, right?
Stolen Night, what's good, baby?
Complete 180. Now it's Xbox who has exclusivity, and they're seething mad because not only did they lose the exclusive, it was a big exclusive, the game of the generation type exclusive, right? That like everybody who can play it was playing it, right? Millions upon millions of players on every measurable platform. Anybody who tries to pretend that the numbers are off, particularly when they try to use Steam, right? They instantly look like clowns. Nobody's giving them likes, or they instantly check on Twitter, on an Xbox, all over the place, right? Ridiculous. Like, shocking.
Thanks, Emmanuel. Keep going.
Shocking. No, I'm done basically.
Listen what Emmanuel said. This is facts. They had to pimp the Spider-Man font just to sell the PlayStation 3. All this stuff is facts. But like Realist was saying and JyzalGaming was saying, it's all about perception.
Yep.
You gotta arm yourselves and be ready now. We went through the doggy dog worlds. We went through that. So what JyzalGaming and Realist was telling Games Heroes is understand the era. All right. Don't look for the nonsense to be sense. Don't look for that. You know, you gotta.
Oh, Kima. Oh boy, Tech is mad now.
Yes, sir. The Rangers won, baby. I'm so happy. What was it, like 12-2 or something? I don't even care. We in. Man, because the Astros be scaring me, bro. Boy, I'm so glad we finally got past.
It was 11-3, man. Y'all gonna lose. Y'all gonna lose to the Phillies anyway.
Oh, listen, she got a hater. I was just finna say.
I ain't no hater, man. I told Tech that the Phillies was gonna beat whoever came out of the American League.
Man, look, Rangers in 3. Look, you know I'm being funny.
Rangers in 3.
Rangers in 5. Look. Shout out to the Houston Astros that's been holding Texas down like the San Antonio Spurs. Without y'all two, we ain't got rings. We ain't got nothing to talk about.
Yeah, because the Cowboys trash.
The Cowboys
Rangers been trash. They went to a World Series a few years back and lost. They're gonna do the same thing this year.
Right, really? 3 years in a row and lost all 3. You got Dallas Mavericks pull out 1. So shout out to Houston. Shout out to San Antonio for holding Texas down. Now it's our turn to get another pennant. We're gonna do it. I got it. We here.
But the thing I was trying to say before a big guy in the face, I realized I didn't finish. What I was saying was, particularly burns their asses. That was what they had in store for us, and we flipped it on them. And it's things they asked, and because it's a game of the generation type of game. So it's not a thing they asked. It particularly like the nuke that they set up for us blew up in their face.
Right.
100%, bro. Starfield had the ultimate worst experience for Sony. Even what the press and all that stuff did opened eyes to the clear bias that's out there. For too many people to see that people didn't openly speak up and say, yo, I see it now. A lot of people are saying that now. Like, yo, the Xbox tax is real. The press is really, like, it's a stain on the press's eye, right? And opponents is like,
dude, over in Japan, they seeing it, and they speaking out on it.
Yo, it's like they bought their nuke from Acme and it blew up in their face like they're Wile E. Coyote. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like,
you went over their head, Six Slayer, but I got you.
But that's why it felt like, yo, this one particularly pissed them the F off for real. You could tell how hard they went after it, and they just say flat out lies nowadays, right?
Right.
Always do.
Look what he said. Look. That was crazy.
Crazy. Are you
when
kidding me?
When they did 4 out of 10, you know, it hurt them. Moogie Waller, it hurt them.
Yeah.
The success, this is what I'm trying to say. Xbox community, y'all make y'all's games what it is. Stop relying on the industry. Get out here, like Games Hero said. I don't care what y'all think. If I want to play a game, I'm going to play it. Shout out to Games Heroes on your review on Metal Gear Solid, man. I like that. I'm gonna finish it up tonight. Matter of fact, I was watching it, man. Good review, bro. Yeah. I didn't know you was deep into that like that, man. Good stuff, man. But Yeah, man, realist is right. Perception. So they're gonna keep trying to hit you. And see listen, and look, let's be honest, right? I don't care. Look, I don't care about the perception game, right? Do it. More power to you. Our problem isn't that. The problem is you lying. Six layer, the problem is the lies, right? You can pom-pom all day. Right. Pom-pom for your console. I don't see nothing wrong with that. I don't care. I don't have a problem with that. Some people do in the industry, I don't care, right? Pom-pom. Put your cheerleading outfit on. Yeah, right? But damn, man, just be truthful, right? Don't come like these Dallas Cowboy fans, like I'm picking on them. You know, every year telling me you're going to win the Super Bowl.
Yo, they don't even lie well. They just say whatever.
Right.
It's like it's like the phrase I always use about a monkey throwing its shit at a wall. Eventually, some of it is gonna stick. That's what they hold it for. Like they just say like almost irrelevant shit sometimes. It's like as their comeback, like ha, Xbox just lost a
yeah, we're not taking it serious.
Some weird dumb line like that, and like and they run off.
That's
like
facts,
they think they feel like they won or something. Like they beat me in the debate or some dumb shit. I don't get it. It's ridiculous. You know what I'm saying?
Like illegal.
Yeah.
Congratulations to the Texas Rangers.
Thank you, bro.
Listen, man. Listen, man. I hate the Astros. Look, I know. hey, I know readers from Houston, but hey, listen. Hey, listen, as a Yankees fan,
my ass for too long, boy.
Look, man, I understand y'all Yankees fans hating the Astros, man. Y'all haven't been able to get by the Astros for years, but hey, man, I hate them too, bro. But I never hated the Yankees. I never hated the Yankees. The Yankees just bought championships.
Oh, you just hate the Yankees, not the Yankees.
But once the Yankees lost Steinbrenner, yeah, they just like everybody else.
Yeah.
Yes. Hey, look, Texas Rangers. Man, I never see it. Hey, I would never predict that, man. Nobody would never predict that.
I just want to say,
baseball is a very difficult sport, man.
I just want to say one thing to the Texas Rangers: do not go quietly into the night. Okay.
I know it, boy.
Oh, you know what I'm saying? But that's what's gonna happen anyway. So
I don't know. I might hit
the Phillies want their get back, man. But they letting the Diamondbacks hang around, man.
Yep.
Diamondbacks might fool around and get the upset.
I'm hoping too. I'm hoping, y'all.
I mean, because that'll be y'all best chance to get one, man. But y'all ain't beating the Phillies.
The Phillies are solid, man.
Astros wouldn't have beat the Phillies this year. They're just hot right now.
Phillies are hot. Philly is hot, man. Philly scares me.
Hey, I'm gonna ask a question. Where is the Texas Rangers located?
In Arlington.
Dallas?
In
Arlington.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep. Right on the
outside
edge.
of Dallas. What is it?
Right,
the Cowboys are in Irving, or are they in Arlington too?
They're in Arlington now. Yeah, everything's yeah. But you're right. Realist, you nailed it. You prep people, you know, and that's what Xbox fans got to get ready for. Don't go into the Game Awards looking for Xbox. Please stop doing that.
We said that last year, man. There's a problem with these Xbox fans and that's why I said they don't understand why they like Xbox. They don't even know why they're here. It's like some of them just don't want to be ponies, or they like I don't think PlayStation is that great. So just let me get an Xbox. Yeah. Like come on, man. Like everybody who got a Nintendo, they know why they got a Nintendo. You know what I'm saying? People on PlayStation think they're there for exclusives, but they're there for the multiplats.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? People from Xbox, they Dreamcast refugees, or they came from Halo. That's why they've been bitching about Halo. They want Halo to be great. Halo. When is Gears coming? That's why people over here on Xbox.
Y'all hear the language now, right? You see?
But no. Look, the language has been distorted. The language been distorted, man. I've been listening to a lot of these so-called Xbox fans. And then like y'all call out a guy like D-Batch, man. D-Batch been showing y'all who he is. He's not even an Xbox dude. He a PC dude on the Xbox podcast.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? He want to be friend. He want to be friends with ponies. There's so many of them on there. They looking for pony approval with everything they say, because they know when they jump on that pony podcast, they're gonna have to defend their positions, and they can't, because they have to come from the heart. Real Xbox dude to go on anybody's panel, anybody's platform, and talk this Xbox talk. A lot of these dudes just fraudulent. You know, a lot of these guys on Twitter don't even know how to represent Xbox. They don't know how to. They don't have a comeback. They don't even know. But look. Even when Xbox was light in the middle of the generation, hell, I didn't know they was thinking about. I didn't know they were contemplating getting out of the gaming industry. But shit, I still knew that I wanted to play State of Decay because I like State of Decay 1, so I wanted to play State of Decay 2.
In 2014, we were blind witnesses, y'all.
Well, see, back then we didn't know. I'm talking about the middle of the generation. They weren't thinking about getting out in the beginning because they came out with a rock solid lineup at the beginning of the generation. It was the middle of the generation when things kind of hit a damper after Ori. Like you dropped Sea of Thieves with nothing but water, right? You drop State of Decay and you can still walk through doors. Things like that. That was when Xbox was like in the middle. They were in that limbo. But see, now they put that documentary out, right? If you're a real Xbox fan, you watched that documentary, you understood, you interpreted it, and you understood the documentary. You knew where Xbox was going. At the end of the documentary, they showed Bethesda. They let you know where they were going. They let you know what their mind frame was. Why as Xbox fans, we looked at it like, what the fuck are they doing? Why are they doing that? Right. Let you know the turmoil. They let you know that they basically had to fight with Microsoft and Windows management to convince them that Xbox was a viable platform for them. Right. They showed us Xbox fans why they are or why they were what they were at that time. Right. And now we should know where Xbox is going. And if Activision hasn't shown you that Xbox is for real and Xbox ain't going nowhere, Xbox is here to stay, then there's nothing else. Look, I can't listen to any more of these Xbox fans putting PlayStation up on this pedestal like PlayStation's doing anything great. PlayStation never had this great, outstanding first-party output. They don't have the studios to do it. No. The only thing there was at last generation is that Xbox did next to nothing, and that's what made PlayStation look great.
That's true.
That's all there was to it. And I told y'all at the beginning of this generation that's gonna get exploited because PlayStation gonna throw out these little bitty 1 or 2 exclusive, and Xbox is coming with a whole mudslide of deluge of games. It's gonna get exploited. Xbox put out 5 games this year. Whether you like them or not is up to you. Right. It's just like when PlayStation came out, they came out with Ratchet and Clank and Demon Souls. I don't give a shit about no Demon Souls, but they put it out there. You know what I'm saying? But we're gonna sit around and act like, oh, Xbox didn't do anything. Xbox needs to do more. PlayStation need to do more too.
I have no identity, bro.
The only one that you can't really say anything about is Xbox. I mean, Nintendo. All right, yeah, they put out 5 Mario games and 3 Pokemon games every year, but the people want it. Right. So you can't knock it. They're selling 20 and 30 million to each one of those. There's 5 Mario games: Mario Soccer, Mario Tennis, Mario Golf, Mario Slap Boxing. But the people want to play them all. So here you got Microsoft. Microsoft's looking at bringing diversity. So you get your Hi-Fi Rush to set everything off. You get Minecraft Legends. You get Redfall. You get Forza Motorsport and Starfield a month apart. And then PlayStation just shoot their little load out. Spider-Man 2. But we have to still pay the media attention and listen to them say that Microsoft needs to catch up. No, Microsoft's already surpassed Sony, and it's not about console sales. Nope. And if you look at what Sony's doing, look, Sony is a company in turmoil. They don't know if they want to make the games that people the games that have gotten them all the accolades that they can't sell, or if they want to try to make the next Fortnite competitor. Look, man, Sony didn't even want to compete with Call of Duty. Sony killed SOCOM, Resistance, MAG, Warhawk. They killed every multiplayer game they had because they didn't want to compete. They didn't want to compete with Call of Duty. This is why they're mad at Jimmy. They're mad at Jimmy because he overplayed his hand overseas, when Microsoft offered him 10 years, he said no.
That's right.
Because he thought that he thought that the regulators really had a shot at blocking this deal. Overplayed his hand. You got 10 years of Call of Duty, but you got 0 years of everything else. That's why his ass got to get out of there. And he's helping the company lose their identity. They don't know if they want to be multiplayer. They don't know if they want to be single player. Single player is what they know for. What Sony does is they create a lane and they sit in the pocket right there. They don't want to compete with anybody. They don't even make JRPGs no more as a Japanese company. All right. So Sony does not want to compete with anything. So all of a sudden, Jimmy says, we got to let our nuts hang, people. We're going to compete here. Our games are not selling. We got to get our games on PC. We got to get in this where these games make money after the sale.
Right.
PlayStation ain't ready for that. Look at what's happening with factions. Look. I hope one of these games pops for them. Honestly, I don't want PlayStation to die. Right? I think that they are going to die, and then maybe Google or Amazon to come buy it. But we need more competition. I didn't want Stadia to leave. Right? We don't need just Microsoft out here. We don't need just PlayStation out here. We need somebody outside of Microsoft to set standards and bars. But I'm gonna tell you, PlayStation has not set the bar ever. Never. There's a reason why nobody else wants to make those movie games other than Sony. It's like they take too long to make. They don't sell enough copies. And bro, y'all boys be talking about a lot of shit. But I'm gonna tell you something else. There's something else with these retards. I mean, oh man. These people out here comparing Starfield to a game like Baldur's Gate. Man, if a point and click game don't have more interactive things than an action RPG, something wrong.
You said something, man, real quick.
Something wrong. Like we comparing a 9.5 hour Spider-Man game to a game with over 1,000 planets. Like Xbox fans, man, we gotta learn how to stand on Xbox, man. But all these years, Xbox has been making multiplayer games and single player games, and we gave Sony a pass all this time for not being able to put the two together.
You right.
Right, and then all of a sudden you got a whole new game in The Last of Us 2. Part 1 came out with factions, but then they even remade the game without the multiplayer.
But he said some game shows, and I'm gonna let you speak real quick. I'm bouncing off of that. We forgot about this. There's another reason. This was another example, really, of why reviews don't mean shit anymore. Baldur's Gate got a 97 on PC. Sick. Donkeys try to adopt the 97. Oh, it's coming on PlayStation 5. Look at you, Xbox fans. Y'all look stupid. 97, right? 97 game serials. Where's Baldur's Gate 3 on PlayStation 5 today? Where is it? What did they do?
I keep forgetting that it actually exists on PlayStation, and that it's coming to Xbox. We don't even think
coming
about
to Xbox.
Playing other games.
Talk about that one. But what happened to it?
It did what we all thought it would have did. It did nothing on PlayStation.
There you go.
PlayStation gamers don't play games.
Bro, it ain't gonna sell nothing on Xbox either. That's why I keep saying, bro, it's a point and click adventure. Yep. And then I'm gonna tell you something else. Steam don't give sales numbers.
But the difference is Xbox isn't
counting. Sick. Steam does not give sales numbers. But what people looked at is 400,000 people playing the game. These people been there since early access.
Yep.
Why you think it didn't chart?
May I say
why you think it's not on the chart? Baldur's Gate is not on the chart.
Because
this is people who've been here since early access, and now they got a complete game, and now they're playing it.
Yeah, they've been
but it's gonna peak on Steam. The only way that it's gonna get big numbers as far as adoption on Xbox or hell, even PlayStation, they gotta throw it in the service.
Yeah,
people are not gonna pay $60 in mass numbers to play a glorified visual novel.
And remember, when Microsoft had that talk with them over at Gamescom to iron out the whole situation, right? So they could put the split screen on the side to get the game out, right? Guarantee you part of that conversation was the Game Pass conversation. Because they gotta know in their heart of hearts, especially around that time, it was just coming to PlayStation, I believe. So they already had numbers, I believe, right, to see that it wasn't doing well over there, to not expect even anything even approaching even that on Xbox. So they definitely had that Game Pass discussion. I wouldn't be surprised if early next year it's on Game Pass, bro. Like
it needs to be in Game Pass. It needs to be somewhere where people can actually play the game, because honestly, man, it's too many action games. Like games like that are really a thing of the past. There's a reason why games like Final Fantasy are not just straight up turn based. Like they got other variations to bring other people in there. People are really not checking for those games. See, back then those are the games that we had. Most of your games are gonna be point and click, turn based. because you can
And
control it.
it's a great game. Nobody's saying it's
Man,
not.
it's a great story game, but you don't compare that game to an action game where
Right.
you control the player's movements.
Totally different type of game.
You tell the player where to go. You control where the player travels to, and that's another thing too. You can pick up something in Starfield, bring it to the farthest planet on the farthest moon in the solar system, leave it there. Before you finish the game, go pick it up. It's still there.
Speak
Yep.
on it.
It's like, why are we comparing games that don't have the same aim? It's like what we compare Spider-Man. Yeah, Spider-Man may have better graphics, right? But it's 9.5 hours long with 4 hours of cutscenes. Like, why are we comparing that to Starfield? And if I'm pretty sure that if Bethesda could focus their efforts to condense a game that's over 120 hours of set gameplay to a game to 9.5 hours, that can make a game that's just as polished, right? Because we keep comparing games to Sony games like they're some type of gold standard. They glorify visual novels.
Right.
They're totally choreographed. You can only go where they tell you to go, right? But then we knock a game like State of Decay, which allows you to go wherever you want to go in the hub worlds.
Right.
Like we're not giving props. We're not giving props to these studios for doing what it is they set out to do. Look, Insomniac, for the most part, I'm pretty sure they made a good game. I don't give a about Spider-Man, but when we get a game like State of Decay and I see Xbox fans complaining about it, when we get a game like Halo and we complain about it, it really, man, runs me hot, because if you go play a PlayStation game, you go play, what is it, Horizon, or you go play Ghost of Tsushima, they give you a grappling hook, but you can only grapple where they tell you to grapple. Anytime you see something yellow, that's the only time you can grapple. You get on Halo and you can grapple across the earth if you want to, or whatever, the Zeta. You can grapple all over Halo ring, right? You can the control is unbridled. When you get on PlayStation, it's all choreographed, right? But we call that quality. I don't call it quality, but they call that quality, and that's the standard that Xbox should live up to. I hope the Xbox never makes that a standard. I hope the Xbox continues to innovate, allow these studios to make the games that they want to make, and then Game Pass gives them the opportunity to make these games without hoping that they can make a game that's cookie cutter like everybody else. Just because this game sold, why do you think we have all these other games, these Souls games? After Elden Ring, you got this big, huge overcrowding of Souls likes. Come on, man! They're gonna play Souls like just as quickly as they came in.
They're hurt. These Sony fanboys are hurt, guys. That Spider-Man UC Vanguard mission of Starfield is longer than Spider-Man's campaign, and that's just 1 out of 4 factions. Let me finish, guys. Let me finish. Starfield came out so dominant. It's one of those guys that's in jail. You get him to that little room. That's it. It's Tyrone versus the little white boy. It's over for Sony. They've got nothing else to narrative. They just take us off Twitter, use us as their content for nitpicking games. They cannot handle what they shout. They can't take that back no more. All their feelings are hurt. Great for them. Enjoy your little PlayStations, your PSVRs too that you spent over $2K. And I'm gonna echo off the real estate. I'm sick and tired of these little Xbox boys sitting there complaining about these games that they're putting out, polishing up, releasing. Season 5 Reckoning is just killing it. Season 4 was just out there killing it. They're just nurturing and feeding nutrients to all these big new open world games that we've got. And like Real said, we could go across galaxies, planets, maps without no linear little takeouts that they sit there and do with cutscenes on the PlayStation. And I truly hope that Xbox doesn't go that route, cookie cut their games whatsoever, and give the freedom to all their developers as they promised us since day one, 2020. Hey, power your dreams. And put it this way, Xbox is the only console that could do backwards and forward compatible 4 generations. Quick resume, the world's the most fastest GPU and CPU coupled together with the craziest RAM that you'll ever see on Earth. That's split into 2 pools that you'll never see on a gaming console again. The only advantage that Sony has is those little 2 ports that they put bypassing data in and out for their games to be a little bit more faster in loading time. They got nothing else to stand on. They got no yard to sit there and be in. They could go back out there, enjoy their one and dones, remakes and remasters. And that's it. They've Sony put it this way: they've officially flattened the house. They're starting from ground zero. Enjoy being a Sony PlayStation gamer because you're starting from ground zero. Xbox, they said since 2020, hey, this console is not the only place you could game on. You could go out and enjoy it anywhere, anytime, any place.
Nah,
Planes,
they
TV,
said it turned 16.
everywhere.
They say that turned 16. So,
You killed
nah,
it,
but
man. I'm proud
yeah,
of
but
Xbox.
listen, man. Well, realist, you're right. You're 100% right. But once again, it just like I said it again, right? It doesn't matter what Xbox does, it's not going to satisfy them. And I told people, man, the only game that Xbox is making that in the same genre of God of War and Ghost of the Ship is Hellblade 2. Now, I ain't playing that crap. I don't really play these type of games, right? I'm not playing no movie games. I'm not sitting down. And I know some people like Hellblade. More power to you, but I'm not playing that, right? But the Pony Box want for these type of games. They want these movie style games, and you're getting these movie style games. But my issue is they want all the studios to make that. No, I don't want that. I want my Gears. Me and Legal Gears fans. Imagine the Coalition came out and say, you know what, we're gonna reboot Gears of War and make it just like God of War. Nigga, what? Like,
Right.
come
I
on.
don't want that
Yeah,
shit.
hell want that shit, dude.
No.
Like that's not Gears. Like what the
Right.
hell is this crap? So this is what the problem, right? And JyzalGamingTV said it, I said it, and Real said it too. Is the media is the problem and the Pony Box. But see, the Pony Box have a YouTube channel that dictates what the idiots are actually watching that stuff. It's a brainwashing, right? Oh,
Yup.
yeah, pretty much. Cause think about it, right? Killer Instinct coming back. Oh, we don't want that shit. What's the name? What's the game called? Grounded. I
Right.
was capping for Grounded last year. Oh, that game is dog shit. It's the same niggas talking about Grounded was bad, or the same nigga talking about next year PlayStation have Helldivers 2. You don't
Right.
make this shit up. Well, what's the difference between Helldivers 2 and Grounded?
Not
But
a
see,
damn
that's the
thing.
problem. There's no advantage. They're both double A games, right? They have low budget game. What's the name? Budget, but they're good games. Now, I don't know about Helldivers 2 yet, but Grounded, right? It's just that Microsoft is not making these up again. They're not known for making these movie style games. They're known for what? Multiplayer games. That's why you look at their engagements and look at the most
Right.
playing games on Xbox. Their games are actually passing third-party games.
Right.
Starfield got more players than Destiny, Apex Legend, Rocket League, Overwatch. Shit, like
6
Grand Theft Auto
million,
Online.
6 million and
Yeah,
growing.
yeah. So,
Our players are growing, man. Our install base is
so
41
yeah,
million units on Game Pass.
exactly. Look, man, I'll say this last
And
generation,
Xbox
and
was
it's
like
going
that from
to,
the start too. The first
yeah, I say
Xbox
this,
high definition and 5.1. These were big boy features. Dudes with money to spare. To get surround sound systems when it wasn't a common thing to have high speed internet to even play online even. Right, even Dreamcast, gets a lot of credit for pioneering that. And by the time Xbox was doing it, it was still a pioneering thing because you needed, high speed internet. You couldn't just use dial up to get away with it. They introduced voice chat, all these big boy features that were on top of being a game console, right, to enhance the experience, make it a step above competition. That was always the Xbox DNA.
yeah, I said that last generation, man. It's a broken record, realist. At the end of the day, this is going to be a long generation. The goalposts are continuing to move. Last generation is about Metacritic. You can't really say about Metacritic because what besides Redfall? What was the last bad game that they had besides Redfall? I can't even tell you. Like Halo.
Redfall actually has an excuse for their failure.
Halo wasn't
Yeah,
bad though.
No.
Halo wasn't bad.
And look at
It's
back,
the it's
like,
the it's
he's
the
right.
it's the multiplayer side that they chose to make the move to free to play, and they weren't ready to make free-to-play content regularly.
Yep.
They weren't ready to have these map updates, and we're ready to have these teams out there making these updates. And look, they should have been ready. That's a mismanagement. They like to say mismanagement, right?
But see, that's the difference, Realist. Look what you're saying. See what I'm saying? You see how Realist can come out, just be truthful. He's not sitting up there trying to hate the fact that they wasn't ready. We all admitted it. We was like, man, it just, I wish it could have been different.
Just doom and gloom situation. Realist didn't say no doom and gloom. Let's be real about it. And look, before I go, right, how many new IPs does Microsoft make this generation? A lot.
Man, you got Hi-Fi Rush, you got Starfield, Redfall.
Right.
Pentiment, Grounded.
Hi-Fi Rush.
Grounded, Pentiment.
Look at all these games.
Our Valve coming out next year. That's a new IP.
High on Life, that was a great one.
High on Life isn't Xbox though.
That's not Xbox. That's on PlayStation.
Finally.
What's the name? We have next year Tower Bone. That's another one. We have a Valve.
What you say? Tower Bone.
Tower Bone. What's the game called? Tower.
Oh, Tower Born.
Born.
Yeah, yeah. I ain't gonna be playing that.
Don't
but
forget Stalker 2, man.
Stalker 2 ain't an Xbox game either.
No, but it's
not an Xbox game. No, what's about Xbox?
And you said Stalker 2, bro. That lets you know that there was one before it, so it's not new. But it's not new.
No. Yeah, you remember when you talked? Yeah, you remember when we talked about that? Really, I know, right? Yeah.
Yeah, it's not new. I played Stalker 2 like 10 Stalker 1 10 years ago. They're supposed to, but they're supposed to be remaking those games and putting them out. So we'll see. I don't think that's true. Well, they're having such a hard time getting Stalker 2 out. I just think it's wishful thinking.
Coming out, guys, man.
I just say, man.
Nominated Joystick Golden Awards nominees right now on the board. We've got
Xbox had a lot of game awards on the Joystick Awards last year. Grounded, Halo Infinite. Halo Infinite actually got a Gold Award nomination last year.
Yeah, they got the Game Awards too. The thing is,
I don't surprise people surprised that.
While they're sitting out there selling consoles, we're getting awards and accomplishments and being innovative. The best console tech of 2020 that just came out with all of it's going on right now. Sorry, like I said, Sony's flat out. They're done. They're done for the next 5 years.
It really is one of the dudes. I don't know his name, right? A lot of guys say this, right? The reason why Mike Sony is remastering The Last of Us Part, I told Legal this too, because it's Microsoft's fault. Because Microsoft's not giving them competition. like, so it's Microsoft's fault because Sony decided to remaster The Last of Us Part 2 and doing remakes and remasters because Microsoft is not giving them competition. You see how it is, man? And this is going to continue the whole generation. Watch. Because it's Microsoft's fault. That when Microsoft put them even more bigger guns, remember, Phil Spencer said it too. Valve and Hellblade 2 and Towerborn is not the only games coming out for Xbox next year. Remember, these are Xbox game studios. These are not Bethesda games. So you don't know what in the world Obsidian is making next year. Obsidian making next year. You don't know Ninja Theory new game coming out next year. And that's why the guy... it was another game.
Yeah, Ninja Theory, they got two. Yeah, they got that other one.
Yeah. But
well, I mean, it's supposed to be Project Mara and Hellblade.
Hellblade. Yeah, but it's a YouTuber, right? He says that in the next 12 months, looking for these games coming out next 12 months. He said GTA 6. I'm talking about not coming out, but announced. GTA 6, blah, blah, blah. He said Gears 5 in the next 12 months. And not Gears 5, Gears 6. Maybe Gears 6 about to come out next year. Who has? I don't know. Maybe
bro. They showed off 11, 13 games back in June. Look, bro. Halo Gears and Forza. Yep. We already got Halo and Forza. And I think that Microsoft is going to relax on both of those, on all of those games. Maybe not the racing games going forward, because they got so much IP that they can push out there. And actually, we already know they made motorsport into a platform, so it's a game that's probably going to go on into the middle of next
I
generation.
love it, man.
Realist, to be honest with you, they need to stop, like you mentioned, for Halo, and they gotta focus on bettering it, and relax on it. They've put it out a lot. They've done our Master Chief Collection. They've hooked us up as soon as the Xbox One X came out for Halo 5 Guardians. They did beautiful on Halo. Just let it be the way it is until something else pops up. Focus on those contents. Like you said, we've got a great roadmap. Let them push out those new games and let us enjoy it. What's that game that they showed at the conference too? Was that dude playing the guitar? That Night Clock, or something like that?
You're talking about South of Midnight.
Yes, that one there.
Oh,
Yeah, see, and look, what, legal? You're from the South too. Fireball's from the South, so that's a game. Especially me, like my people from Louisiana. So like all those folk tales, I can relate to those.
That was right up your alley. Yep.
And being a guy who's into music, man, you know, when she told me that was the archetype, well, she didn't tell me. When she said that was the archetype for Bob Johnson, I was sold.
Yeah.
I play the guitar horribly, but I play it. And his story is a cool story to make a game off of. And he's a guy that many people don't talk about unless you're big into music. But it's too many games that's coming out. And and you remember supposedly Coalition was making a game to get acquainted with the Unreal 5 or whatever it is.
Yeah.
And so they, after the Matrix, they say, you know what, we don't need to do that. Let's get Gears going. So Gears is years away, and I'm not mad about that, because we got people can fly. We got people can fly working on a Coalition project, most likely, right? We got them probably remaking the Gears or something like that, or making another cover-based shooter. I hope that's more like it.
And really,
we'll find out.
And we also know that the what is it? The like Halo, the collection edition is coming. We know that now.
What collection? They already got the Master Chief collection.
Gears of War.
Okay, the Gears. Yeah, well, I don't know, but people say that People Can Fly is going to be doing that. We'll find out. But Microsoft showed South of Midnight. They showed probably my favorite after Starfield, Clockwork Revolution.
Yeah, that one too. Clockwork
Revolution. Right. That was the game. And then well, you know what? It's a tie between that and Fable.
Speak on.
You got that. You got Fable, Clockwork Revolution. You got we had Starfield that was shown. What else did we have? We had a bunch of games that were showing off, man. So there's plenty of games coming. We had Hellblade 2, and they still haven't showed real like in-depth gameplay behind it. They show a lot of the cinematic portion, but that kind of lets you know what kind of game it's going to be. This is the game that they would have made if they had the money back then, which is basically a Sony game. So this should be the game to shut up all these people that's looking for an over-shoulder third-person movie game, because it's gonna be just that.
It's going to be a God of War killer. So Hellblade is going to be one of those God of War Horizon West killers.
She got to have something supernatural then, because that's the thing that God of War has. Like God of War, he's a god, right, or a demigod, whatever he is. I don't know. I don't play that game. And then you have Senua. She's just crazy. She just got psychosis. So we have to see how they play that. Because that was a part of its charm in part one, right? It was a small team where they have $20 million and 10 people or something like that. Yeah. So, you know, it was the sound. They had to hype up things like the sound. You know, you have to play it with headphones so that you can get the sound on it. Now you get a full AAA. They've been playing around in Nova Scotia all this time, wherever they at, you know. Yep. They've been visiting the natives where's the place at, man? I want to say Norway.
Ireland.
Yeah, Ireland. I know it ain't Ireland. It's one of those cold places. It probably is Norway. But they've been out there hanging out in caves. They've been out there talking to the natives, finding out the history. They're making a game.
Shit, they're making their own clothes, realist.
We even
Oh
got
yeah, well I saw that. You know what I mean? It's because it's full motion capture.
Facts.
Hey, all right,
photogrammetry.
man.
They're gonna be
Yeah,
that's gonna
that's
be
yeah.
crazy. And don't
All
forget, we
right,
got
All
Contraband,
right,
Indiana
gang. We about to
Jones.
get out of here.
yeah,
All
All
right,
yeah,
right.
man.
yeah.
Oh yeah, that's another one. Contraband. Yeah, Indiana Jones. All right,
See, see,
hero.
see,
Kojima
see,
Productions.
hold on. See, all these games you mentioned, right?
Mhm.
Yup,
Contraband, South of
yup.
Midnight, Clock Wars, and all that stuff. They're all new IPs.
Mhm.
PlayStation had last time PlayStation had a new IP. Shit, it was Returnal. That's bad, but shit, they
And
got
then and then
Starport next to
and then they
them.
bought that. Well, they got Fair Games coming. They got Concord.
Starport,
We don't know what that
yeah.
is. We
I
got
don't know what that
We got
is.
the Marathon reboot,
They
rebirth.
ain't
But
no, they ain't no new IP. Nigga. We're talking
no,
about new
they
IP.
not new. But they're games that PlayStation is making. Look, man, we got to
I know
give
about
them
that.
credit for trying, man. And look, we like a lot of PlayStation fans are tired of seeing Horizon, but I'm giving Sony props for hanging in there, sitting in the pocket with their games, because normally when a game doesn't do what they needed to do, they just dump it instead of trying to
Mm-hmm.
build it out. Because see, God of War wasn't always a hit. God of War
No.
was more fun back in the day. It didn't hit the numbers until it got to 2018,
After
right?
3
But
patches in
they
2 weeks.
stuck with the IP. And look at Twisted Metal, right? They dumped it. I named like four of those other multiplayer games. They dumped these games,
Yeah.
right? Look at Horizon. They push it out. They're gonna try to make a multiplayer game out of it. They're gonna make a TV show out of it. They're pushing it. You got to build IP. This is why Nintendo is special in the industry, because no matter what, even after the Wii U, even after the Nintendo 64, they kept pushing Mario. They kept pushing Zelda because, for one, Sony pretty much paid everybody to stay off their platform, and
Yeah,
some of the things that were Nintendo's doing by
right.
pricing themselves out and mistreating third party, right? But Nintendo never really cared for third party in the first place. But you look at Microsoft sees Sony taking a little bit of Sony. They saw what Nintendo's been doing for these past 40, 50 years. Nintendo been around for damn near 200 years.
I know it's crazy.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm
Nintendo
saying?
will never.
But they've been watching Nintendo. Look at what Nintendo does best. Look at what Sony does best. What can we do the best? So that's why you
Yeah,
got them
so,
taking it to the cloud, going into
all right,
mobile.
guys.
Yep.
All
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 right,
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 brother.
man.
guys.
We're about to
Good
get out
night.
of
Good
here.
night.
Appreciate you, brother.
Building their IP out, bringing new IP in, making them household names. This is the power of Game Pass, because you got 40, 50 million, whatever they got out there that are subscribed. They're gonna have access to these games and eyeballs in these games, trying to find out what these games are about. I'm done.
All right.
That's it.
Yeah, you're right, man. Because that's pretty much it. At this point now, I think people already see that this is it, man. I mean, I was expecting. I really wasn't, to be honest with you. But if Spider Man sold, if Spider Man got close to 5 million, I would have understood it, because I was like, man, they waited a long time to get this game. The fact that now that I realize that it ain't even a lot, it's many, super many, didn't give a shit about it. I mean, you're looking at, if we remove the bundles, we don't know what the numbers are, but let's just say we give it 50-50, right? That's 2.5. So that's 1.25. So you're telling me that if we went 50-50, that game barely sold more than Ratchet and Clank. These are the things that, it's all about perception. You gotta know the waves of PlayStation. You just gotta know the waves of PlayStation, the people who vouch for PlayStation. They're all the same. They all work for the perception of PlayStation. It's always been that way since day one. I can't remember any truthful. No, I do. Let me change my mind. There in the beginning of PlayStation 2, there was some truth in it. PlayStation 2 was a great console, and there was some truth in it. But it just started dying out when they realized, man, people ain't buying these games. Sony realized that. And they started marketing the movies. And when that happened, a lot of people wanted to be blind to that, realist. And from that day forth, they've kept their eyes closed. They created these myths. They held on to these lies. And look, man, they did a damn good job of it. Microsoft dropped the ball in 2013. I remember the journalists in 2012 to 2013 They were all not needed, bro. They were from shaking too much, Spartan. They just knew that Microsoft has figured it out. We're going into this next generation. Nothing's going to stop Xbox One. Well, they was wrong. Microsoft stopped it. And so here we are today, 10 years later, and now it's worse. You wish that you could rewind it now back to 2013. It's worse now, realist, because what's about to happen now, Microsoft isn't got to do anything. All Microsoft has to do is just keep doing what they're doing. This is what's happening in the PlayStation. Those little cracks and crevices are slowly chipping away now. They're chipping off. And the PlayStation that they know is dying. It's fleeting away. They're going to have to make a decision of really Spartan, Sick, Chit Chat. The fake neutrals, especially y'all going to have to figure out what kind of job occupation y'all about to have soon. PlayStation fans, y'all going to have to really dig deep soon because you're hearing it right here and never lied to y'all. PlayStation is going mobile. You wasn't enough. Jim Ryan wasn't lying when he told y'all not enough. Y'all do a lot of talking. Like my man said, y'all writing out those void checks. I ain't nothing but voided checks coming out y'all's mouth. Y'all aren't fooling anybody with the 2.5 in 24 hours. You're not fooling anybody. Y'all, as a whole, as a worldwide whole, y'all don't give a damn about no Spider-Man. I told y'all why the first one sold its ass off. The only reason it sold its ass off because y'all had a brag in the bag. Before that Spider-Man, y'all wasn't playing Spider-Man games. We got the numbers. All you got to do is go back in history. It's right there. Nobody was doing backflips for these superhero games. Nobody. The greatest superhero game before that was Batman Arkham Knight series. These are all facts. I ain't making this stuff up. So once you got that brag in the bag, immediately when that was over with, when you made Spider-Man 30 million after they counted all them discount sales and all that other stuff, right? You ended up with 30 million sales. That's great. Not dissing that. That was awesome. But the truth about y'all came out with the very next section of Miles Morales. When that came out, that bitch only did 6 million. Then you get told you don't buy new games. So I was saying the real is like, I guess they think that a miracle's gonna happen. You see the trend all these years that y'all numbers keep going down to the fact that Sony execs had to come out and just say, you dummies don't buy new games, right? So I guess y'all just thought that we was just gonna believe that when Spider-Man 2 came out, this was gonna be the biggest thing ever since the Lord's Supper. And reality bit again. It just bit again. Reality bit again. So I had to move my week up. I said, I'll give him 3 weeks. The hype of Spider-Man 2 will go for 3 weeks, Spartan. I lied. It's not. It damn near lasted 3 days. Radiance. We got the results Monday. The game been out since Friday. There ain't really not much to talk about. That's the initial wave. There it went. That's like movies, right? First week, second week, that's it. Usually the first week is the biggest week. Turn around next week, could be a big week like the last one. But after that, it should start dropping. So if all y'all came out with swinging was 2.5 with a bunch of bundles and a bunch of physical copies and pre-orders, yeah, man, y'all failed. Y'all showed us that waiting for a game a whole year damaged y'all. Y'all had it in y'all's hands to prove to everybody that y'all go out here and buy these games. Y'all had a year to do it. Realists, they had a year to do it, bro. All this summer, man. And you can't say, well, I was cutting grass. You didn't have to. We was in a heat wave. All the grass died out.
They still couldn't afford it.
Couldn't afford. Spartan, say it again, brother.
They still couldn't afford it.
They had a whole year, Spartan. Spartan, a whole year. A whole year.
That's the thing. And they couldn't even afford their premium editions that
right.
they canceled on Starfield either.
Right. A whole year. And 2.5 is what you gave us. Come on, y'all.
Bad.
That's why. And y'all, and then you're not a real community.
Y'all ain't even a community, a fan base. I hate when I slip up and say community because that's a disgrace. Y'all are a fan base. And y'all can't even be truthful in that regard. You let your clowns come out here and lie to y'all. So, like we always say, I don't have no sympathy for y'all, man. You reap what you sow. You get what you deserve. You wanna pancake them lies? Well, we just flip it over. You know, Browning on the other side too. Because at the end, like I keep telling y'all, Metacritic ain't gonna save y'all. Look, these influencers, these people that came out with these review codes and let them play the video game. What do they do for y'all? Are they giving y'all video games to play? Or did they give y'all Spider-Man games to play? No. That's reality 1. Reality 2. What did Metacritic do? Did Metacritic put money in your pocket to help you go buy that game? No. So F them reviews. Them reviews are like, it's false reality. Who cares? The reality is in y'all's pocket. We're watching y'all's pockets. You can run your mouth and spit all the myths you want. That's the myth. The reality is what you gonna do behind your talking. You didn't go out here and buy that game. You didn't. We're beyond the perception, bro. That 2.5, that was weak. We done been there before. That ain't nothing, bro. That's weak. For your number 1 IP, that's weak. To be held back a whole year, that's weak. That's the best y'all could do. That's weak. Because now, that's it. I've been waiting on this. This right here gave me more excitement than the ABK deal. Spartan 117, this situation with Spider-Man was what I was waiting on this whole damn time.
You sadistic AF, bro. I love it.
I've been waiting on this. When that news hit, I said, oh, damn, we got to do a show. We already told people sick ABK deal was going to go through. We did that with our eyes closed.
Mm-hmm.
We never swayed on it. That was boring.
That was just Tuesday. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
That was just like, let's hurry up and get the show on the road.
Over with. Right. That was boring to us. But this Spider-Man, y'all had a chance to make us look like a bunch of idiots. Y'all had a chance to prove.
And all they did was further validate what we've been saying.
Yep.
It's funny how when the press tries to sound like they talking the truth, they sound like us now.
Yep.
Look at Fratanga Plays. You seen his videos lately, bro?
No.
Word for word using our talking points. Sometimes he doesn't even talk. He just plays clips of the fact, like kind of like the kind of videos Dirk Griggity's been making lately. You've seen those,
no.
Right? You haven't seen Dirk Griggity? What?
No, I haven't.
Man. No,
I saw Dirk today, though. I saw Dirk today.
No, but like not his live video. When he makes like his pre-edited videos, when he's putting receipts after receipts after receipts after receipts, like he's put a couple videos of those, right? Receipts after receipts after receipts. J-Rock did a similar video for Spider-Man right on Twitter, right? That you can see on his account, but that was more to do with Spider-Man, right? Like they've been out there, like, but there's been dudes who traditionally tried to stay above all this stuff and try to, be fake neutral and sit there and point fingers at stuff and laugh and act like they're not a part of any of it, even though they balls deep like everybody else, right? But like even then, they look around, they're like, yo, we can't say nothing about the Xbox fans because it's not them. We hear that from them in almost every other video now. Like they saying like, yo, we're tired.
We don't have nothing to do with the game being buggy, sick. You remember when we said, remember last show or the show before last? I said, if we can sit up here and say PlayStation 5 is garbage all day long, I don't have one.
Yeah.
I can say, right. At the end of the day, the new legal has nothing to do with this game being buggy. 6 players.
Not our fault.
Right. It's not our fault. We say what the hell we want to say. It's not Realist's fault. It's not Spartan Moment. It's not Chit Chat. Not nobody's fault.
Ironically, had they listened to us, this definitely wouldn't have happened. With the stuff we've been saying lately.
It only proves that Sony is the king of delays. There's nobody in their right mind. We were saying it. Bro, they trying to make this game in 2 years? What kind of game are we expecting to get in 2 years? We
And we
saw the
talked
trailer.
I expected a nine. I expected a 9.5 hour game, which is what I remember. What I told y'all.
Right.
Yeah.
I said the game ain't gonna hit in 2023. I said, and if it does, it's gonna be short.
You
I said if it does, it's not gonna be this. It's not gonna be as big as the first one.
right.
This is what I said. It's what I said on this show.
Yes.
Because look, Insomniac has been great for PlayStation, but there's still a group of humans,
Right.
Yep.
and it takes time to make these games.
Mm-hmm.
This is why Miles Morales was a standalone. That game should have been another standalone, but it was different enough that they felt like they can put a 2 behind it.
Facts, Wilkin. No, right. That's right. It's I know. They get mad when we say it's a DLC.
Yeah.
But look, the game. I don't know, man. Look, you know what, though, tonight? Here's I do know this. They cheated them with God of War, Ragnarok. We know this. It's all facts. I don't care what nobody says, bro. They blanket the damn game with snow. All right. In this one, I was about to say in Miles Morales, that's how sad it is. In Spider-Man 2, here's what they did, y'all. They took that same map realist and they put bridges in it.
Remastered.
They remastered the game. Sick. That's all they did, bro.
They did a crackdown.
Miles Morales and Peter Parker, right? Miles Morales and Peter Parker, their actions are the same. They look. There's no. That kills me, y'all. Like you didn't take the time to make them distinct.
And that's exactly what we said too. All that co-op stuff. Had they did all that work to make them distinct, then they could have did the co-op because the map was already there. So what work did they actually do in all this time?
Hey, Sick. Why you think people started calling them out for their borough detail? Because see, if they can keep it in one area, if they can keep it in Manhattan, then there's not much that they have to do. Just create different storylines, and you could just keep putting out a different game, but have do less work on the environments and things like that. Like that what they're trying to do, in my opinion, is what NBA 2K, Madden, FIFA have been able to get away with.
Right.
Just create like an update, but then put it out there like it's a sequel. Just put some different things in there, like who this year you put Victor Wembanyama in there.
Right.
How much effort does it really take? You're going to put them out there on the same 32 basketball courts that you had them on, that you had last year. You're just going to put different players on there. How much effort does that really take?
Right.
And that's what I think. I think they're trying to go with the sports formula. Now, if you can get away with it, that's smart.
Right.
But honestly, again, if you're going to do that, and I feel the same way about a Madden 24 or 2K24, put it in a service. Just make it a live service game and let me pay for updates.
Come out and acknowledge it.
Don't keep pissing on me and telling me it's raining.
Right.
Come out and acknowledge it. Six Layered, Spartan, Realist, Chit Chat. The game is buggy as hell.
Yeah.
I like when devs come out. Listen, man, like Realist, we're humans. I like when devs come out and they talk to us. And they say, look, man, we're sorry. This ain't how we wanted it. Look, we're gonna go back, fix it, do the best we can. Patch it up, fix it, patch where we need to patch it up over here, fix it up, and hey, present this game in a better state. Realist, Sick, Spartan, Chit Chat. When Redfall, to me, this is my opinion. All right, this is my opinion. Redfall was nothing like people were saying it was. All right, it had a frame issue, it had a performance issue. Okay, that's what it had, and it had AI. It had weak AI responses. Not enough action, not enough. We're fighting vampires. It wasn't enough suspense in the game, right? That's what it was lacking. But the overall feel of the game wasn't bad at all. The overall feel of the game, because when you're playing with multiple people, you tend to forget it because you're having fun with people. People running off, going on. You ain't have to stick with the team. You can literally go all the way over on the side of the board by yourself. Realist is a guy. I knew when I was going to play with Realist. Right. Realist is going to Scooby-Doo every box. He going to look at every tree, go up in the room. He's trying to go up to the attic. He looking in there. He's reading. When you finding those notes, you playing with Realist? Realist stops and actually reads them damn notes. He reads them.
Hey, man, I appreciate the devs' hard work, bro.
Right. But honestly, Realist, I'm going to be honest with you. honestly, that's how you were supposed to play the game. Because if you wasn't doing that, see, watch this. If you're not doing that, you don't even understand the story, what's going on. And if you haven't beat it, then you definitely don't know what's going on. The game is actually a story game. The beauty of it is, Realist, and Sick and Spartan in the chit chat, when you're playing Redfall and you get into story mode, it's while you're in the game. The story mode kicks in. It literally kicks in while you're playing. You don't even have to stop. The story just starts explaining itself while you're playing. You're like, damn, man, that's beautiful. I don't have a cutscene. I don't have the only time you get a cutscene is when you actually finish a mission. And then
or when you start one.
Or you start one. It's getting you prepped. But the story, yeah, look, see, he said Dolomite said that's me in Starfield. But guess what, Dolomite? That's me too.
Man, I got 480 hours in Starfield. See, that's my kind of game.
Right. That's me now. Because Realist playing with, and that's the beauty of playing with different people. But I already knew how Realist was. Look, Realist got my respect when I played this guy.
Dying Light.
Let me tell y'all something, bro. Look, got up around 8 o'clock that morning on a Saturday. Come on, Realist. I ain't got nothing to do. Family gone. Let's go. Realist was like,
my family dumped me too.
Right. We sat on that game. Look, y'all, 10 hours. But that was, man. Look, Realist was like, bro, let's do the side man. I said, at first I said, all right, well, how long would that take? I ain't gonna lie, bro. It's gonna take a long time. I said, yeah, how long really? It take a long time. Look, man, you want to listen? I don't. I'm gonna be honest with you, Realist. I just want to beat it. He said, well, we can do the main mission. Look. How long is that gonna take, Realist? It's gonna take about 10, 12 hours. I wanted to cry. But I sucked it up and I went and look, Realist made fun of me today. You didn't even get everything I was doing. I was like, hell no. Realist, I didn't get everything because Realist had enough and he could carry me through. But I told him,
dude, how long and how long was the stream? Like 10 hours.
10 hours.
I told you.
Woo! No, stop. This is a fact. I ended it. It's on Di-RRec Gaming. The complete. When I say the complete gameplay, the complete game. And Realist was like, and we still didn't even do all the side missions and shit. And I'm sitting here like, and he's like, we can. And I'm like, he's serious. Just because he's serious. He really wants to. And I'm like, I'm fired.
Bro, I like that, like, man.
Yeah, but man, look, let me tell y'all something, man. The guy will be explaining it. When you was explaining it, it was all making sense to me. Because of you made the game fun, even though it took me forever. But I started understanding it. And I started understanding, damn, I see why he likes the game. So when I got into Starfield, I knew, when we got into Redfall, I already knew what I was in. So I just let Realist, when they said, y'all don't have to stick together, I was on it. Realist, go look at the books, go read around. I'm going to go kill me some vampires because we're different. But when it came to getting it done, we met up. Boom, we got it done, right? So when Starfield came, and he was like, man, I'm just gonna suck it up, and I'm just gonna. He trapped me. He had influenced me so much, and when I started playing Starfield, I didn't know what I was doing. I told him, I said, bro, I've been on Genesis scanning that plant. John, I'm being honest with y'all. I didn't know. I've been playing this game unknown. I ain't looked up at nothing, and I'm recording my journey, but I haven't looked up. I don't know. So here I am on Genesis for 3.5 days, y'all. Scanning. Really was like, what you doing? Where'd you go? I said, I ain't really went nowhere. I'm on Genesis running around scanning. So I done got all my resources, almost 100% of it, and I'm about to get frustrated. I'm like, man, I'm just gonna start playing this game. I'm about to get on the ship. I gotta figure out, I'm about to go somewhere. And so I asked him, Realist, have you done this? What does this mean? He was like, I haven't done this yet. He was like, I ain't done that yet. He was like, no, I haven't done that yet. But I didn't realize that Realist was unlocking how to do outposts. Realist, I promise you, man, if you would have came a day sooner, you would have probably been the person, you would have blew up. because you was the person that did the outpost. Look, you're one of the few because I was on Twitter. I saw nothing about outposts to that day. And you remember how people reacted like, what? When you show that thing? Man, I did this outpost. Everybody said, how did the hell did you do that? I saw
But
it
doesn't really tell you exactly.
It don't tell you nothing. Right.
But it tells you what to do, but it's not.
You have to use your mind.
Honestly, you don't even have to do outposts.
You don't have to.
A lot of people went through the whole game and didn't even bother with outposts.
That is true, but
Bethesda incentivizes you to build outposts because when you craft things, it gives you XP.
Yes.
When you create a warehouse, that gives you a bunch of XP. So they incentivize you to do it, but you don't have to. That's why they say play the game your way.
Because that's true. You're gonna find out the importance of outposts soon. So I suggest y'all learn it. There's a reason. I'm starting to understand Bethesda games. If it's in the game, it's a reason. Now you can ignore it, but there's gonna be a reason down the line. And so learn how to cargo link. Dude, it took me 3.5 days to learn how to cargo. Your brain fries.
But once you figure it out, it's clockwork.
Yep, it's over. And I started to say to myself,
it just makes sense.
Why they love these games. But there's a guys. I'm respecting y'all. Y'all are on a different league. I see why y'all's communities are sacred, and you guys make friends for 11 and 10 years and 15 years. I see this now. Because you guys play games with no instructions. You figure out the game. Y'all do all this stuff, and then you become invincible because nobody can tell you nothing now. You're self-made. And now I got a respect for it. Now I'm loving Starfield, and I can't get off of it. I get mad when I can't play it. Because when I got in, I went pirate killing, messed myself up. I remember people starting over sick. Those bounties, Spartan, we didn't start over, did we? We messed up. Me and Spartan. I remember when Spartan called me. They got messed up. God dang, man. I think Spartan did start over because he might not have.
Spartan, I started over, man. I started over.
Yeah, he messed up real bad, y'all. He messed up real bad.
Bro, if you join the Rangers before you get with the Pirates, man, bro, my bounty was 285,000. I said, man, I ain't gonna ever pay that.
So that's the thing about that.
I'm gonna have to million, y'all, but I done worked it out.
How I started was UC Vanguards. Then I finished by deputy. Now I'm with the Chinese crew.
Yeah, I'm with them too.
Ryujin.
Yeah, Ryujins. Then Crimson's last because I heard them fools. They be putting hits on your head.
So I still got a choice to make between all of these guys, right?
Mm-hmm.
I got the one guy. He's on my ship already because I think I said too much to him. So he's on the ship with his daughter, right? And
that's Sam Cole. He's Constellation though. He's Constellation.
No.
Yeah, you're gonna get him anyway. Yeah.
No. I understand that. What I'm saying is, I have a choice to make now, and I already feel like I sort of kind of messed up in that. I already talked to him enough where he's expecting me to take him to his cowboy planet and do the whole Rangers thing, right? But my question is. Yeah, because one of y'all just said you wish you hadn't did the Pirates thing before the Rangers thing.
But that's not the Rangers.
Yeah,
he was a Ranger.
Yeah,
you go to Aquila City and you become a deputy.
Yep.
And when you become a deputy, all of the assignments are to go kill pirates.
That's what I thought was gonna happen.
And every time you finish one of those things, you got 50,000, 60,000, 40,000.
I love that deputy is
unless you did like me, because Realist is right. The only thing that saved me is I became a pirate first. And
that's why I'm bringing this.
But you still get a bounty when you kill you. They come get you. This is what happened when you hurt your own.
Yeah, no, they don't do that to me. They be like, they be like, you better be glad you're part of the or I'd have killed you. That's what they say. Because what happened really is I messed around, y'all. Got on that. I was on their missions, right? And you just get itchy. I'm a war guy. I suffer from I suffer from post-traumatic syndrome, right?
PTSD. Yeah.
So dude started
Battle
mouthing
stress.
off at me, and I got a gun in my hand. So I'm itching, like, I want to kill this dude. He's talking too much shit. I'm forgetting I'm on their ship. So I'm just walking around. He's talking. I said, man, I'm going to pop this dude. So I pop. Everybody did the Lord did it. So now they're shooting me. And I'm shooting them, but it's not working. I'm healing. I'm trying to heal. I'm running. I can't escape because I'm trying to find my exit. They're everywhere, and I can't find. So I said, F it. I pulled out my grenade launcher. Why did I do that?
Oh boy. Now you double
I
down.
started blowing up the shit.
He went out like, don't be a menace. Do we have a problem?
Yes. I didn't know nothing about the bounty. So I'm blowing them up, y'all. Boom, 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 boom. I kill everybody on the ship.
Oh
no. Y'all know, there's no, if I go on the ship, I can make y'all laugh. There ain't no but dead bodies, right?
Floating.
Yeah, they're dead, floating around dead, right?
Yeah, when the gravity goes
I'm
down.
going to tell y'all how I found out about bounties. So I'm on Twitch. My boy ran from the UK. I haven't looked. I'm not looking. He just said, hey, he said, I went somewhere. I went to one of those modules and I backed down or something. He said, what? Wait a minute. Hold on. What was that? He said, hold on, legal. Wait a minute. Go back. I want to see your bounty. Have you checked your bounty? Because I told him the story. He was like, oh, man, you got bounties. I was like, bounties? Yeah, man. So I was the first time I heard because I wasn't looking. I was trying to survive. So when he went in there, he showed me where to go on Mars, man. I looked at that. And when it said 571,000, my man he cried. He was laughing so much. You know, he from the UK, so it was just so funny to him. I said, dude, what? He said, bro.
The man them was laughing at you.
Oh, he said, bro. And I felt like Spartan. I said, what, man? Do I need to start over? What did I do? He's like, he was like, listen, man, you got options. Look, he's like, you can start on whatever. But he was like, try to fight through it, though. Steal some ships and sell them in. And so I became good at selling some ships. But
man, you didn't make no money selling ships.
Man, look, I got a whole bunch of ships that I stolen, right, Willis? I've been doing missions and bounties and hunting, what do you call them? Bounty hunting and stuff, right?
I think I'm just going to do the pirate stuff first then.
And this is no lie, y'all. I've been grinding so much.
Get that out the way.
I'm almost at 400,000.
I got to.
So I'm going to finish up what I'm doing.
Unless you want to be like legal.
Yep, I'm going to finish up a little bit of my missions, sell the ships, see what I got left, but I'm almost there. And I'm
yeah, but legal, you don't make no money. You don't really make a lot. You can make like 10,000 per ship. Because if the ship's worth 90,000, you got to pay 80,000 to register it, and then you can flip it for 10,000.
Yeah, I know it sucks. It sucks.
That's what I was trying to do. Because you can look at the value of your ship in that same menu where you saw your bounty. You can look at the value of the ship, and then man, he asked me for the registration. I was like, oh man, I ain't stealing any more ships. Right. I sold all the ships. And I only commandeered the best ships.
I know it, man. It hurts, y'all.
I'm gonna tell you something else. Sick. Do the Rangers, right?
Yeah, do the Rangers, man.
Do the Rangers, and you get this. First? You get probably the best ship in the game. For free.
I will. It's just because my main concern is which I should do first to not be screwed up like legal. I guess I'm doing the pirates first.
See Max, then there you go.
Get him to finish Killer City and deputize. Sick, go deputize yourself. You get the sickest ship on Earth, and then from there the game is gonna be amazing. I wish I did my deputy first. I went for the vanguards because that was just a continuous
and finish that little thing because he's on my ship already with his daughter. Right, everywhere.
But that's not the Rangers. He's a Ranger. You're not.
Okay,
you're a peon. You need to go to Aquila City and go talk to the boss man, and then do some grunt work.
Right.
The main it's a main quest. It's not a main quest. It's a very good quest line with Bob Hope, whatever his name is. That's the Ranger quest line. But see, Sam Cole is a former Ranger.
No, I get that. It's that he wants me to go to Aquila City. He's already on my ship. I think I said one too many.
Oh then just by happenstance you might end up becoming a Ranger. That's not the route I took, so I don't know. I ended up getting sent over there for something else, and then I happened to run into somebody that told me that I could be one.
Yeah, deputy. There's kiosks that you could go to in every planet and then find missions in there. There's little
Yeah.
kiosks you could go to every even Neon City, New Atlantis. There's Aquila. Every constellation has a kiosk and mission. Make sure you go and get him to Aquila City. Finish that mission. I think it's like Into the Unknown. And then after you finish
Yeah.
that mission, they're gonna give you another mission to become a deputy. And after you finish with Samco, you take him to that city and finish that quest. You'll get
Then I
the
can become
option
the
to do a mission, and then you'll become deputized. And from there on out, finish that. And that's a longer campaign than
It
Spider-Man
is,
2.
bro. He's still yeah, he got. But hey,
On
y'all,
God, these
listen, we're
two
gonna get out of here.
factions are like
Mhm.
20 hours each, and then you get activities and missions in each factions that
It's
you do.
crazy.
It's
Well,
insane. They're so scared of this game they had to rate it at 83. That's how feared they got from this game.
Nah, they just mad that it's not on their
It's not on
PlayStation.
platform. Yeah.
That's it. Like if it was on PlayStation, it would have been the low 90s, high 80s.
Yeah.
Because I can understand like people not appreciating, some of the empty parts, but that's because they entered in with misplaced expectations, right? Exploration is up to you. Like if you don't think going to be a prospector is exploration, then you're gonna have a complaint. But to me, they told me to go find europium. I didn't know it was a 3-star element, but I went out and I found europium. It took me like 30 minutes to find europium on a barren planet. Like that was not a problem for me. But for some people who thought that they were gonna encounter people everywhere, animals, especially when they don't learn how to read, right? Because once you click on the planet, it'll tell you if it's barren, if it's populated, what kind of gravity is going to be, if it's a solar environment, if it's cold, it tells you all that stuff. And if you don't want to feel lonely, then go to the main areas. Go to the areas that are along the beaten path. Like you don't have to explore the whole solar system. It never tells you to do that.
True, man.
But anyway, Liggy C want to go, man. Hey, shout out to the chat and everybody who's still there, man. And real Xbox can't stand up. I'm out.
Shouts to you, sick man, being A1 on here today. Shouts to Realist, man, coming straight through the door and getting on, man. Shouts to Games Heroes, and shout out to Spark 117 and JyzalRock and Fireboss, man. Thank y'all for coming in, and everybody out here, man, in the chit chat community, hanging in here with us, man. You know what he said, man. We're the major echo out here, man. The streets is here. We hear y'all. We appreciate all of y'all. From Fugly, good night, brother. To Wilkin, to Dolomite, to Radiance 96, Crunk Ass Chris, Jago 6, Dr. Vok in the building, 100 in the building. Let's see, Dia in the building. Let's keep moving. Emmanuel A1 in the building. My man Vac Records in the building. Radiance 96 in the building. My man, what's his name? Brooklyn Lawler, aka Mr. Force in the building. Thanks for all your donations, man. G4 in the building. Let's see.
Man, you had Derp. I heard you say Derp.
Yeah, Derp in the building. That's right. Black Max in the building.
Yep.
Man, let's keep going.
Mr.
Kima.
Mr. Kima.
Mr. Kima in the building tonight. Moogie Wawa in the building tonight. Let's see.
You said Rain G4 before.
Yeah, he said G4.
Yeah, man, we don't
Dr.
mind repeating
was
ourselves. Yup. Let's see. I'm on. Oh, Dr. Xbox in the building tonight, y'all.
Oh, facts.
Yup. Let's see. Deploy 619 in the building.
Always loyal.
Yup.
Jerry Merchant as well.
Yes, sir. After Boss, our comrade in the building. Let's see. Dang, man. Oh, Pyro MD in the building.
Always.
Man, let's see. Keep going. Let's see. We're getting there. We're almost done, y'all.
Every time you name another name, I'm like, oh yeah, I did forget about him. Whoops.
I don't want to miss out on nobody. Right. Man, Mr. Kima got on me the last time. I gotta make sure I say Mr. Kima enough time. He'll call me, man. He'll get on me. Yo, Box in the building. Dion Hayes.
You know, that's my man right here.
Oh yeah, cool.
Ain't nobody like this man right here. Dion Hayes, damn it. It's Dion Hayes. Right. Dion Hayes, I ain't hiding from nobody. In the building. Nemesis the God in the building. Good
Yeah, I remember that name too.
Yeah. In the building. My man that dropped through though, man. Mr. Bushido, man. My man.
Oh yeah, Bushido. I heard y'all say. I haven't really been able to read the chat. Yeah, Bushido came through.
Today. Good to see him, man. Teasy in the building today.
Yeah, Teasy was. Yeah, I heard y'all say Teasy.
Let's see, man. Oh yeah, my man Paula Baba in the building.
Polly Baba. Yep, Polly Baba. I remember seeing Polly Baba.
Yep, he came out. Let's see.
See, I only see when I look, when you click on the chat and it shows up at the bottom.
Facts.
Unless I go in on my other phone and start playing in the chat.
Start playing, yeah. Oh yeah, Jerome Merchant from Australia in the building.
Oh yeah, Jeremy Merchant.
Jerome in the house, baby. Oh man.
I ain't seen Daily Jerome in a minute.
That's him.
Jerome.
I'm about to say it's the same dude.
It's the same guy. Yeah,
nah, man, he need to go by Daily Jerome, man.
Yeah, man. Jerome the house. My man Dev Hyperfang in the building. What's up,
I remember seeing him.
Yep. Future generations in the building. My man 50 grand. Good to have you, brother. You already know. And that's it, y'all. We here, man. We here. Listen, man. Y'all know what it is, man. I'm not gonna say it tonight. I'm just gonna say y'all have a good night. We came, we saw.
Future generations. Peace.
Peace.
Peace.